competent team. Rangers against Aberdeen with Billy Dodds, Willie Miller and Liam McLeod.
Well, Rangers watched Celtic drop a couple of points at Dens Park last night after that 6-goal thriller, but it is still a mountainous gap at the top of the table. 16 points between them as they look to try and close it to 13. It's a long old way back for them as they take their exceptional home form onto the pitch again this evening. 10 wins, 1 draw. 2 of those games, of course, were at Hampden, which they won. The only points dropped in home games this season, the 1-1 draw with Dundee United when Sam Dalby had them. The visitors 1-0 up for a spell in that game as Aberdeen come here having extended their winless run to 11 after that goalless draw with Hearts on Sunday. But if there's a fixture to reignite them, it is against Rangers. They've only won once since they beat the Ibrox side at Pittodrie at the end of October. A 4-1 win over Dundee in the middle of November before the international break. Since then, it's been a Red Sea of misery for the Don supporters as they come to Glasgow to try and upset the odds of anywhere between 10 and 12 to 1. But they did win here last season. It ended the tenure of Michael Beale. And you would feel if Aberdeen do somehow win this game, Philippe Clement's position may well become untenable. We will see how this 90 minutes pans out. Referee Kevin Clancy about to get things underway. Aberdeen in the red and white will shoot from left to right as we watch from the gantry on the main stand, shooting towards Copeland Road in the first half. All red with white flashes. Rangers with the blue shirts, white shorts, black socks with the red tops. The Dons kick off. 2 unchanged 11s from the respective sides that started their matches against St Johnstone and Hearts at the weekend, as Tobers picks up the Latvia captain who had a solid debut. It was Aberdeen's first clean sheet since they beat Dundee United late on back in the mid-autumn. One of only 3 clean sheets they've managed across the board in the Premiership this season, as Tobers finds Shinnie. And now it's back with a big centre-half in beside Sivert Nielsen again for the visitors. Rangers then line up with Kelly in goal, Yilmaz, Proper, Nisiala and Jeffrey, Raskin Diamonde, Cherny, Danilo Hadji and Igaman Aberdeen with Doohan, who saved that late penalty at the weekend, with Devlin, Tobers, Nielsen, McGarry, Shinnie and Palaversa, Keskinen, Clarkson, Ockles and Nisbet. And here come Rangers already. Cherny's in behind, McGarry reacts well to make the challenge and puts it behind for the first corner of the evening, which goes to Rangers just as we ticked into the second minute.
Well, it was brilliant from Hadji, Robin Shinnie, and then I'm thinking, where's McGarry? He's going up the pitch for the switchy play, and Hadji spotted the pass, the diagonal away to the right-hand side. I thought Cherny was in, but it was a really good recovery to get away for a corner. But big chance for Rangers early doors.
Perfect conditions for the game, just a slight breeze, slight chill in the air as well. The pitch looks terrific down there as Cherny prepares to take this corner right in front of the visiting fans. He's laid it back low to Hadji. He's going to have a go from distance, well over the bar, from between 25 and 30 yards, and that will be a goal kick to Aberdeen, who will be delighted with that. They were, last time they were here last February, behind pretty early on to a Ravi Matondo goal, and were bang up against it for most of that first half. Probably should have conceded more than the 1 goal. Miovski found an equaliser for them before the break. Rangers would go on to win 2-1 thanks to Todd Cantwell, but that's been a huge issue, Willie Miller, for Aberdeen this season, is Bojan Miovski's departure. Not so much in the first quarter, it's so noticeable now though, because take that chance for Keskinen against Hearts at the weekend, for example. Miovski tucks that away.
Yeah, you know, I mean, the goals that he brought to the team and to the club were quite outstanding, and when you've watched that, then it's a huge gap to fill, isn't it? And there's no one being anywhere near it, you know, in terms of being in the right position, in terms of being able to finish, in saying that, Liam, Aberdeen haven't created an awful lot of chances either, so
one shot
it's been difficult. Yeah, it's been difficult for any striker because there haven't been chances created to allow him to at least say to Keskinen that in fact he should have done much better with that chance against Hearts.
Keskinen brought down a Hearts player with his head on Sunday. He's just done it again, and he gets away with it again, out for a throw-in. The Rangers fans not happy. That was the first howl you heard. The second was for a throw-in which went Aberdeen's way, and it quite clearly came off Yanis Hadji last off Palaversa, so he might have had a point with the first one, not so much with the second, as Shinnie picks up and rolls it with the left foot out to that left-hand side, where Ockles, one of the 4 new signings, gets onto it. Long ball from Shinnie, looking for Keskinen. Comes all the way through to Liam Kelly. It was something they attempted plenty on Sunday, was trying to drop the ball over the Hearts defence for Topi Keskinen as Nisbet brings down Hadji, and Rangers have a free kick on the touchline on this near side. Nothing each, 3.5 in.
Well, enough energy in the game. Aberdeen showing a good bit of composure in keeping the ball, but you're right, Liam, you know, trying to release it early over the top to try to get Keskinen in particular. You know, as a tactic that it's only really Keskinen, because Nisbet's not going to, I don't think, beat anyone in a foot race if you're playing it over the top. And with Nisbet up there, he needs to get some company. You know, Clarkson's got to get up there beside him.
Long ball from Isiala for Hadji. He's controlled it well down the left of the Aberdeen box, taking on Devlin. Devlin reacts well and is hauled to the ground, and Aberdeen will have a free kick just to the right of their own penalty area. But the Rangers fans 3 times in the opening 4 minutes not happy with Kevin Clancy's decision making.
I think they had a point the first couple, as you said, Liam. I don't think they had a point there. I think Hadji maybe could have played in, tried to turn the inside. Devlin read it and then got his body there, and Hadji pulled him down, so no problem with that one. First 2 I was a bit like yourself, like, how did the referee miss that?
Aberdeen's last 107 league games in Glasgow against Rangers or Celtic have seen them win just 5 of them. 3 of them have come here, 2 at Celtic Park. The 2 across the city came in the same season. Of course, they went on to win that one on the final day of the campaign. They managed to win a couple here at Ibrox in that time as well. As Yilmaz picks up on the far side, he's being asked to deputise at right back again. And he rolls it back to Proper. He finds Liam Kelly. It's not a great clearance, and Keskinen heads it forward to Nisbet. Nisbet at the right angle of the Rangers box, 3 in red in the middle, and he plays his cross straight off the head of Nisiala, and out it goes for a throw-in on this near side level with the Rangers penalty spot.
You know, saying just a few moments ago that Clarkson needs to get up there beside Nisbet. He's beyond Nisbet there, and he's putting Kelly under pressure, and he didn't deal with it. Rangers goalkeeper. It's a really poor clearance from him to give Aberdeen back possession.
Yeah, he got away with it, didn't he, Liam Kelly? Shinnie's lost out in this near side to Danilo, who picks up. Shinnie reacts well and knocks it back to Tobers. In fact, Shinnie scored in one of those rare league wins in Glasgow against one of the 2 big clubs in this city. As Palaversa picks up and squares it to Shinnie, he goes back to the Croatian, who guides it out to Devlin. It's a poor ball down the line, looking for Keskinen. It goes out for a Rangers throw-in on this near side, where Jeff Day can pull it back to Nisiala, who this time last week hadn't played a senior football match. He's now played 3 in 6 days. The Rangers centre half. So he squares it to Proper, and then back to Nisiala up the line for Jeff Day. Turns away from Keskinen onto the halfway line and finds Hadji, who will then shift it to the right of the centre circle for Robin Proper. Side football out to Czerny on the far side. Ockles puts the challenge in, but he's managed to squeeze it through to Yilmaz. Now he's at the byline, the Turk looks up at the box, crosses in, headed away by Shinnie. Clarkson trying to help it on its way. It's not a great ball though, as he looks to try and find a teammate ahead of him. Rangers pick it up with Diamonde, out to Yilmaz on the far side. In comes the cross, aimed for Danilo. It's too much on it though, and it sails behind on the other side of the goal for a goal kick to the visitors. 7 minutes in, Rangers 0, Aberdeen 0. Yumi Talene's first visit to Ibrox.
A strange cross, wasn't it? It's the problem you've got when Yilmaz gets beyond, and the fullbacks are going to get forward, have the opportunity they can. He turns it back onto the left. There's plenty in the box, Digaman, Danilo and Hadji, but just put it back beyond everybody towards the edge of the box, and the chance was gone.
And Aberdeen have given it away so cheaply. Nisbet's lost it. Czerny's popped it through to Igaman, just wide. He's pulled it just wide with the left foot of the right-hand post, and Aberdeen have dodged a big bullet there. That would have been an absolute gift, and it stays nothing each.
The referee got in the way though, Liam. I see Graham Shinnie complaining about it as the ball was played forward by Tobers. So, you know, I think the referee should have actually stopped play there, but it was a big chance for Eagleman. He should have buried it, should have put it in the back of the net.
Yeah, Nisbet, I thought he could have reacted better. It was like, oh, he stepped in front of me, you've given him away, like, I'll not react, but he's got to try and tail. Anyway, Tierney picked up, rolled in Eagleman, and his touch was slightly away from him, and that made Doohan's mind up to come and shut him down, and he got it over him, but just inches past the left-hand post.
I don't think there was enough pace on it, was there? He's tried to, you know, just stub it over the top of the goalkeeper.
Once he's taken that touch, Willie, he realises he's at me. So the only thing I can do, if I go on the ground, he'll probably block it. So he's trying to just dink it over him. I think it would have scored if he's hit target, but he doesn't even get it in target, misses the post by about, must have been inches.
Yeah, it wasn't far away. Rangers have it with Danilo playing in that number 10 role again this evening. It's now with Jefte. Left of the centre circle, the big switch out to that far side. It's controlled by Ridvan Yilmaz, who finds Diamonde. It's a little bit short with the pass, allowed Clarkson to make the challenge, but it breaks out to Raskin, who is once again skippering Rangers, though James Tavernier is back on the bench for the home team this evening. Ziala has it and just leaves it for Diamonde, just outside the centre circle. To the right of it for Raskin, crosses halfway. Looks to see what's ahead of him, leaves it for Yilmaz on the touchline, then Diamonde, then proper Rangers dominating possession in the early stages here. And Ziala with the long floated ball out to Jefte. First time to the left angle of the box for Danilo, back out to Jefte, and infield to Hadji. Czerny's made a move inside the box, and he's not spotted that in time. Hadji squares it to Proper instead. Czerny, of course, missed the game at Pittodrie through injury. Ziala has it, he's managed to thread it left hand side of the area for Jefte. Devlin trying to keep an eye on the ball. Jefte rolls it back to the edge of the box. Hadji chicks it to the back post, missed by McGarry, and Aberdeen's struggling to get this away. Ockles on the turn, manages to get it half away, only as far as Czerny though. Right hand side of the box, goes to the byline, crosses in, and Tobers gets there ahead of Danilo before he was able to hit it first time, and it goes out for a Rangers throw-in over on the far side, just beyond the midway point of Aberdeen territory. It's tough this for Aberdeen in the opening 10 minutes.
It is. They're very, very deep, aren't they? And they don't have any outlet. A couple of occasions there they've actually won the ball back, but you know, simply giving possession back to Rangers in dangerous areas too. Rangers are looking slick. They're moving the ball very quickly.
And Jefte has it left angle in the box, twisting and turning away from Keskinen. What a ball! And put behind for the corner at the back post by Nielsen. Wonderful ball by Jefte. He must be furious nobody's gotten the end of that.
Yeah, there's no Rangers forward even trying to bust a gut to get in there. I just pointed out to Willie Keskinen the time before he had Jefte, and then he just let him go, and then he did it on that occasion again. He's a winger, he doesn't know how to defend, and they better sort out quickly because he's getting in at every opportunity. It was a great ball across, as you said, Liam.
Will be a corner to Rangers over on the far side, and swinger from Czerny. It's their second, 11 in, no goals. It's swung towards Robin Proper on the 6-yard line. Up into the air it goes, headed away by Tobers, only half away. Egeman hits it off Clarkson at the edge of the box. Rangers fans wanted a free kick at the very least there at the edge of the box for handball. Aberdeen clear, and it's picked up by Jefte, though it's not a great touch. He was under pressure from Keskinen, and it goes out to play for a throw-in over on the far side. There was a little VAR check going on in the background there. It was outside the box in any case. It seemed pretty clear, I think, that it was outside the area.
Yeah, it was definitely outside. He smashed off him from close range, but Willie's right, Keskinen's the outball. We wondered who would be the pace outlet to try and counter-attack. It's Keskinen at every opportunity. It's lucky Jefte is so quick because he covered round there to get it away.
Rangers can't get it away through Jefte. Devlin picks up right hand side of the box, low ball in, goes straight through to Kelly. There were two in red behind him, and Clarkson and Nisbet. It wasn't the worst idea from Nicky Devlin, he just couldn't quite find his teammates. 12 in, 0-0.
No, the good thing there though is that he's Devlin's further up the park. You know, he's what, maybe about 35 yards out there when he picks it up, maybe 40 yards, and then there's a good bit of room, a good bit of space for him to occupy. The strike wasn't a particularly good strike. You know, it's not going to trouble Liam Kelly, but you know, the good thing from an Aberdeen point of view is the full-back's up there.
One ball for Rangers, looking for Egeman, comes all the way through to Ross Doohan, who preserved a point for Aberdeen on Sunday with an outstanding penalty save. But Niels has made a mess of it. He received it at short quarters. It's now back with Diamonde's efforts blocked, but Egeman will score. right at the penalty spot. Side foot from Hamza Egeman. It is an absolute gift again, and Sivert Nielsen with a loose ball inside his own box. The first effort was blocked, but Egeman was there to stroke home, and it's Rangers 1, Aberdeen 0. A howler from the visitors.
It is, you know, they've started the game particularly well. They've been organised defensively, although they've been under pressure. You know, but it's a gift of a goal. It's given away inside, you know, their own box, and, you know, a cool, composed finish by Egeman. No, you know, he's got a little bit of time because, you know, there isn't a body coming out to him to make him pull the trigger quickly. He picks his spot and he slots it home, but a disaster for Aberdeen. There's no doubt about that. Experienced player should know better. He's given the impetus now to the home side, and just when we were saying before the game, if you're Aberdeen, you want to try to get this crowd turned. They've been presented with the opportunity not to allow that to happen.
I saw 3 goals here at the weekend with defensive mistakes, and that one is a howler from Nielsen. Just the ball, slow ball to him, takes his eye off it, and they're at him, and then Diamandi has the shot and then they stick it in the net.
Aberdeen looking to respond to Keskinen, but Niziala deals with him so well, and he's put it behind for the goal kick as well. As Keskinen ran at him, and behind it goes. But Sivert Nielsen was looking up at the heavens after conceding that late penalty against Hearts on Sunday. He was doing it again there. In his defence, he's not a centre back, but I'm afraid he's a midfield player who spent probably the best part of 20-25 years passing the football to his teammates. Yeah, but he's passed it to the opposition inside his own penalty area, and Ross Doohan sliced a ball and it goes out for a throw-in to Rangers down by the corner flag. Aberdeen need to be careful here. This could get away from them very quickly. Rangers have taken a very quick throw. Diamandi knocks it out.
Sorry, Liam, it doesn't matter. It wasn't even like a bad pass from him. It was when the ball got rolled to him, he went to control it and just missed the ball, and it goes to the Rangers player who rolled it to Diamandi. He smashed it, and then it come back to Egeman, the man in form, and he just absolutely smashes it into the net. But it wasn't to do with a pass. He just went to control it, and he miscontrolled it under his foot, and Rangers scored.
Rangers have it with Jefty. Goes back to Niziala, steps away from Nisbet. Really cool defending from Niziala.
He's been impressive, is he not? At the start of this game, Niziala, you know, defensively dealing with the situation with Keskinen, but on the ball as well, you know, playing with the head up, accurate passes, you know, forward all the time, really dangerous ones in terms of putting Aberdeen under pressure as well, and looking like a very, very competent player.
Yeah, 20-year-old from Rennes in France, arrived from the AC Milan Academy last summer, and as I said earlier, he hadn't even played a senior match a week ago, and he's looking comfortable in beside Robin Proper, who will turn it back to his goalkeeper here, and it's Liam Kelly at the edge of his box. Proper has it to his right. It's going to be a low ball forwards, not great, straight to Shinnie, but he gives it straight back to Proper. He gets it onto the chest of Czerny. Tobers gets it onto it, but his ball forwards straight to Hadji and outside to Jefty on the left-hand side. Rangers looking for another, and it's just behind Danilo. And Aberdeen able to clear the low ball from the left into the Don's box. And Rangers will come again with Hadji, and it comes in behind. Great ball for Diamandi, almost a bit too much on it, and goes behind for the goal kick. It's Rangers 1, Aberdeen 0 on 16.5.
Just a little bit too much there. You know, Diamandi, great run in behind Tobers as well, and trying to just occupy that space as Hadji played it in, maybe a little bit overhit. I think the problem with Diamandi was he was worried that he was going to go over that barrier, wasn't he? I mean, he was going at a fair pace, and it was towards the byline. I thought he might have got something on it, and he saw that barrier coming up, and he thought, no, I'll just check out in this one.
Yeah, I'll make it a bike kick. I'll just not even attempt to hook it in with his left foot. I thought the same. Well, it's a great pass and a great run, just slightly overhit.
Rangers with Hadji out to Jefty on this near side. Aberdeen haven't turned up at the party yet. Can't string 2 or 3 passes together. It's Rangers with Niziala to his right for Proper, and out onto the right touchline for Yilmaz. Back midway inside his own half for Robin Proper. Short ball to Yilmaz to his right, first time forward for Egeman. Midway inside the Aberdeen half, out to the right for Diamandi. Hadji and Danilo waiting in the middle, in comes the cross, it's deep for Hadji, catches it on the volley, plays it off Devlin, it comes through to Doohan, who holds on. 18 in. Rangers 1, Aberdeen 0.
Well, it's pressure all the way, isn't it, for Aberdeen? You know, they've got to be organised, they've got to be disciplined, they've got to be concentrating all the time, because Rangers have started at a really high pace. They're moving the ball well, they've got switches of play too, they're playing the ball very quickly into very dangerous positions as well that Aberdeen are struggling to cope with. So, you know, it's been a good start from the home side. Dreadful one, obviously, giving away the goal from an Aberdeen point of view. They've got to try and settle down and get a little bit of control in the game.
Nisbet rolling it back to Taubers. Low ball out this near side. Hadji slides in to put it out for the throw-in to the visitors.
Don't get me wrong, Liam and Willie, Rangers have had spells like this, especially over the last couple of months, but not consistently. Aberdeen, though, since we were at the 2-1 game that they won at Pittodrie, are miles away from where
Where's
they were.
the energy? I mean, how energetic?
That's
the first
biggest
half
thing.
of that game,
Yeah. That comes
they were
from
electric in that first half.
That comes from confidence. You can see they're so lacking on it. I knew it would be a tough game. I knew they wouldn't get a lot of possession. I thought they'd maybe ping passes about and kept possession better than they have done.
Well, they took 6 off Celtic just a few days later, and they've not really recovered from that. They have won since then, but just the once. Ockles wide on the left for Aberdeen, gets the ball into the box. It's way too close to Liam Kelly, who holds on at his near post.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be more accurate from Ockles that occasion. It's not even into a dangerous area where the goalkeeper's got to think about it, Kelly. It's right into his arms. It's too easy. When you're getting further forward the park like that, then, you know, you've got to give the defence and the goalkeeper something to actually think about, something they have to work to make sure that they're defending properly. Instead of that, it's just a wasted cross.
It was hopeful, Willie. That's the way I'll just try and put it in there and see what happens, and hopefully somebody will go on the end of it, but it was just straight to the goalkeeper.
Two managers down there in the edge of their technical areas. Talene with the hands in pockets. The full moon rising above the Copeland standoff to our right. Clear skies here. A chilly night in Glasgow. As Proper looks up to long ball, looking for Hadji, who's gone down. Egaman will keep chasing, but it will come all the way through to Doohan, who bowls it to Shinnie. Do Aberdeen have anyone in their starting 11 who can spark them? Clarkson finds Palaversa's ball forwards, cut out by Raskin though. Now Hadji has it. Danilo ahead of him. Czerny's popped up in space, right hand side of the box, controls it up against McGarry. On the left, on the right, pulls it back, blocked, and Shinnie gets in the way. But nobody in red able to clear. Czerny with the back heels cut out, and Nisbet manages to knock it to Clarkson to his left. He gets the nutmeg, and Raskin goes long, looking to try and get Ockles involved. Liam Kelly comes a long way from home, gets onto it and plays it short to Proper. And now with Niziala, who rolls it out to Jeffrey on this near side, almost at the end of the first quarter. Rangers lead 1-0. Palaversa with the challenge on Hadji, and then Hadji with the challenge on Palaversa, and it goes out for an Aberdeen throw-in on this near side.
They're pretty exposed down Aberdeen's left-hand side. I think if I was Nielsen, I would be saying to McGarry, just you sit. Just sit there just now. You know, you don't want a second goal to go in. You don't want to leave that space. He left that huge amount of space for Czerny to occupy there, and another good opportunity for Rangers to get that second goal. Just sit just now, just take your time.
Good flick that by Nisbet. Keskinen driving down the right hand side. Jeffrey trying to stay with him. Keskinen's at the byline. Jeffrey plays it off Keskinen and out for a Rangers throw-in.
Is he waiting in support? Because I think he should just be direct. I mean, he's there. Jeffrey's quick, as I've said, but I thought maybe just slow down, and as Jeffrey comes, just try and accelerate and nick the ball round him and try and get in goal for a cutback. I know it's at an angle, but maybe get it so he can create an angle for a shot at goal. But he did nothing. He just let Jeffrey take the ball off him.
Rangers throw in level with their own 6-yard line then. Jeffrey to take. Bowls it short to Hadji, and then smashes it forward. And there's a bit of culture in it as well, because he's found Yilmaz, who's now in space, driving across the halfway line. The inside channel, Czerny to his right, Egaman to his left, rolls it to Czerny, attacking McGarry at the edge of the box. Czerny shoots wide. Low effort past the right-hand post. Stays Rangers 1, Aberdeen 0.
Well, it's a quick break, isn't it? And Aberdeen caught a little bit again, and Czerny getting enough lot of space out there on the left-hand side, on the right-hand side, the Rangers' right-hand side, to occupy. And, you know, I think McGarry's just got to, I think, just give up for this, at this moment. just give up thinking about getting forward on too many occasions. Cherny's been a real threat. Get close to him, make sure that you're not going to give that second goal away.
Rangers have it with Nziala. He rolls it back to his goalkeeper. Short ball from Liam Kelly just outside his box to Proper. This is Aberdeen's first match in Glasgow since that League Cup semi-final, which went horribly wrong for them. And that was a match littered with mistakes, and loads of Aberdeen games since that magnificent start to the campaign have been riddled and littered with mistakes. And another one sees them behind here at Ibrox this evening as Proper plays it out to Yilmaz on the far side touchline. The dummy from Cherny. Diamonde trying to get onto it, and it's knocked out of play by Palaversa for a Rangers throw-in midway inside their own the Aberdeen half, as it's bowled back to Yilmaz. And now Robin Proper. Square ball for Nziala. Rangers enjoying the lion's share of possession. Aberdeen struggling to get up the park, and when they have been up the park, as was the case on Sunday, a lot of the decision making has gone awry. Rangers on just over 60% of possession. It feels like they've had more than that. 10 touches in the box to Aberdeen's 1. And it's Proper who'll square it to Nziala. Midway inside his own half. It's a long left foot ball. Jeffty's in behind the full-back, but it evades him. Goes out for a throw-in to the visitors on this near side.
Keskin's just got to... You've talked about McGarry, Willie, and rightly so, and he has sat the last couple of times, but Keskinen can help Devlin. Devlin's, with that movement he had, you get inside, he's getting dragged in with him, and then Keskinen's not opening his body to see ball when it's getting released and man, and Jeffty's just getting in behind him far too easily.
Strong challenge from Tobers at the edge of his own box. The Rangers fans wanted a free kick, looked okay. It's exactly what Aberdeen needed there, because again they've got the ball in their defensive third and playing little dinks over Rangers players and asking too much, in this case of Graham Shinnie. To be able to, what is he supposed to do with that, I think, is
I saw St Johnstone do that at the weekend so many times, it was scary. And there's times to realise when just boot it clear and get shaped up, get organised is the right way to go, but you want to build for the back and continually do it, and that's your philosophy, and then you lose goals. I think you've got to have a think at some point, especially in St Johnstone's case, but Aberdeen in their case just now, they're in a losing run, so they want to make sure they're nice and secure. Well,
yeah, and they haven't done that, and you know, I just feel sometimes it's drilled into them to try to play through the two deep line midfield players instead of maybe missing them out at times, and then these two are allowing to go and support the front two, because you look at Clarkson's right up there, Keskinen's up there, Ockles is up there. They've got 4 targets ahead of the two sitting midfield players, but they constantly want to go for the back to the two sitting midfield players instead of missing them out from time to time.
Yilmaz is away down the right, but he can't control, and it goes out for a throw-in to Aberdeen deep inside their own half. Another terrific away following for the Dons, who haven't won away from home since beating Dundee at the end of September. And you do wonder, Willie, I mean, if you were the manager of this club after your silver-laden captaincy, but at what stage, when you're conceding goals and making mistakes every time you try, most of the time try and play it out from the back, at what point do you look at your squad and say, well, we can't play that way, we simply can't, it's costing us? We'll get to that in a moment, because Rangers have it again with Danilo. It's a tame effort though, that goal from 20 odd yards, which Dewan holds on to.
I think
Rangers.
It's down to the manager, isn't it? It's down to Jimmy Talleen to call the tactics, you know, but if you're constantly watching your team giving away possession by, you know, trying to play it into the deeper line midfield players, then why not just mix it up a little bit, try to go up to, you know, one of the front 4, because there's plenty of targets up there. It's not as if you're just playing with one up through the middle. There's plenty of bodies that you can pick out.
Nicky Devlin for Aberdeen, low ball in field to Nisbet, looking to return it to Devlin. He's not going to manage to do that. Comes off Jeff Day, but then off Devlin last, and behind for the goal kick. But contrastingly, Billy, Philippe Clement will be very happy with the control that his team has on this game, particularly given they have a lead. and they can play about a little bit and try and find that second. You'll want the second.
Yeah, and they need it, and they got it against St Johnstone at the weekend, as I said, and then went on to get a third. And I knew Rangers would start quick tonight. It's one thing they've had in their locker over the last few months, where earlier on in the season they came here and they played slow and the crowd were getting on their back, and then they panicked later on when they hadn't had the breakthrough. But they've certainly sorted that bit of their game out. It's playing quick and trying to get at teams and get the game over before nice and quickly.
There's a long effort from just outside the centre circle. It was Clarkson,
and
he won it back, and he's gone for goal there. And Liam Kelly's done well to backtrack towards his goal line and pluck the ball from underneath his crossbar. Before that would have given Aberdeen a sensational equaliser. It stays 1-0 Rangers on 28.
That's a bit of quality. I've been screaming for it and I haven't seen much of it from an Aberdeen player, but you know Clarkson's got that, and he spots Kelly off his line, and the delivery's fabulous. It's just right under the crossbar, and Liam Kelly does really well to back pedal and keep the ball out. I thought he would have just touched it over the bar. He managed to get a hand on it and drop it down to keep possession of it. But Clarkson, you know, quick thinker, absolute. He has got that. You know, from an Aberdeen point of view, you haven't seen it enough this season.
Probably not seen it enough since he signed permanently for Aberdeen. His loan spell from Liverpool, he was outstanding. As Tolber's backtracking himself there towards his own box, flicks it into the area for Nielsen under pressure from Igaman. Nielsen this time gets rid of it. And the long ball, Keskinen beaten by Jefty, and Jefty turns it back to Proper. Right on the centre spot, just about. Rolls it to his left for Niziala. And back to Proper. Clarkson chasing it down. The Rangers defender goes back to his keeper. And then Liam Kelly, continuing in the absence of Jack Butland, moves it to his right for Proper, and then in field to Raskin. Hadji wanted the early ball, didn't come. Now in is Iala, and then Jefty with the dummy, but Igaman wasn't on the same wavelength. Shinnie gets it through towards Nisbet, and he loses out to Raskin, and it breaks all the way back to Niziala, who then turns it back to Liam Kelly. Ockle's giving chase, but Kelly calmly knocks it out to Proper, and now it's with Raskin. Now he's looking for the early ball for Hadji on the left-hand side. Hadji beaten by Devlin. Devlin's header drops straight to Danilo. Nielsen with the challenge, but it's Hadji. He's got it through to Danilo. He's in on the goalkeeper. Doohan saves well, and it's clear by Nielsen. Huge chance for 2-0. Rangers come again with Hadji down the left-hand side of the box, and his effort squirms on its way through to the near post where Doohan holds on low. And on half an hour it stays Rangers 1, Aberdeen 0. But Danilo was set there to make it 2-0.
It was, and it's a good piece of play. You know, the pass through, Hadji I think it was, that played the pass through, and Danilo's right onto it. And you're thinking, you know, does Doohan get there a little bit earlier? You know, the race was on, but Danilo gets there, and he just tries to lift it, he tries to give it a little dink over the goalkeeper. He stays big, spreads himself, good save.
Long cross from Devlin is way too close for Liam Kelly up the other end, who holds on. The Rangers fans booing because Yanis Hadji was down, seemingly injured, deep inside the Aberdeen half. Aberdeen played on. It wasn't a head knock, so Kevin Clancy doesn't have to stop it. It's only if it's a head knock that he does so. The Rangers supporters not happy with the fact that Aberdeen played on, Billy.
Yeah, he's just down there by his manager, saying that he caught a sore one. He's limping about, but it was a brilliant pass from him to set Danilo through. I thought Doohan did really well. It was always the striker was favourite. He got out there, he stood up, he never goes to ground to make the chip easy, and it's a really good stop from him.
Long ball forward. Doohan holds on right on his 18-yard line, and then he plays it short to McGarry, and then to Palaversa, who rolls it out to Ockles on the far side. Gets it through to Clarkson. Clarkson looking to get Devlin away down the right flank. Jefty will get there first though. He closes the door on Devlin for now and stabs it back to Kelly, who just prevents the corner, and it's out for an Aberdeen throw-in level with the Rangers penalty spot on this near side. 32 played, 1-0 Rangers.
It's better play though, isn't it, from Aberdeen? You know, Clarkson again at the heart of it. Nice little pass, deep pass for Devlin to run onto, and you know, winning a throw-in takes the pressure off. You know, even just getting a throw-in, getting yourself up the park in that final third. The Rangers defensive third. And
Shinnie's cross ball in, and Nisbet should have got something on that, but Kelly holds on. Well, any number 9 worth their salt's putting that in the net. Nisbet hasn't, and it stays 1-0 Rangers. What a brilliant ball in it was as well. Couldn't take advantage of Don's number 9.
Oh, fabulous cross from Shinnie, isn't it? And it's into that area that has got to be defended. Well, you think it's got to be defended. You know, at the end of the day, it's an easy take for Kelly, but you know, Nisbet, I can't see why he can't get a touch on that one. I'm sorry, I can't. It looked as though you know it was a nail on to at least get something on it.
Keskinen driving it back towards the penalty spot. Raskin's in the way and clears. A little touch from Egaman. Tobers gets onto it though and works it through to Keskinen. Wide right for Devlin, to the right angle of the Rangers box for Clarkson. Back to Devlin on the touchline. Now Shinnie to Devlin again on this near side. Goes for Clarkson. He's not going to get there though. It's too much on the pass from Devlin. And it will be a Rangers goal kick. Danilo's down, and he's not had his injury problems to seek in recent times. Danilo, in fact, since he arrived at the club, really. Rangers 1, Aberdeen 0.
That's so poor from Aberdeen. I think they should get something there. They've got 3v2 in the wide area, and just Clarkson came towards the ball instead of just maybe staying, looking along the line. Just give me it and I'm getting across in the box, but it's delayed. He comes too close to Devlin. Devlin then knocks it too far, and then he's offside in the back of that. It's a real let-off. Going back to Nisbet, should score. For me, that ball's travelled a long way. He never even threw himself at it. That is just you're going everything just to get a skiff at it, and it's 1 each.
It's a great chance.
It helps when you're on radio to put the mic to your mouth.
It does help that, doesn't it? No, I'm watching Kevin Nisbet. He's shaking his head. He knows that was a huge chance. You know, and you're right, Dodgy. You know, just put your leg out, slide in, just try to get some kind of a touch on it. It's right in front of the goalkeeper. It's past the goalkeeper. If he gets a touch on it, it's past the goalkeeper. It's in the back of the net. I don't understand why he didn't make an effort to get something on it. And he knows himself.
There's someone else who's lacking in confidence just now, because this loan spell from Millwall has not gone according to plan. I mean, whoever got the number 9 shirt at Aberdeen had to follow Bojan Miovski. It was always going to be a tall order for them, but you felt, given Kevin Nisbet has more than proven himself in this league with Hibernian, you thought that he would be perhaps scoring more goals than he ultimately has. I mean, he's got 5. His most recent one was the free kick against Ross County, which was the goalkeeper who essentially threw that one in.
The thing is that he's not got. Miovski made a lot for himself, and I know it's big boots to fill. Of course it is, moved for many millions of pounds. But the one thing he's got to bring is energy and you know, what rate, and the fans will buy into it with him. Yes, his team could help a wee bit. Willie touched on it before the game. They could create more. There's not a lot getting created because they've lost a bit of confidence. But there's times when you think, just put more endeavour into your game just now. See when it's not going well, and things will drop for you. And I think if there's a bit of endeavour there and a lunge to just be desperate to score a goal, I think it's 1 each. But Rangers should have been 2 or 3 goals up. They've missed a couple of great chances. They're getting through Aberdeen too easily. They're very open at the back, let's say.
I feel like Clement's not happy down there. It was, I think, to do with the length of time it was taking for him to be allowed to get Danilo back in the pitch. He's having a go at the 4th official, Ewan Anderson. He was very upset, the Rangers manager. His team 1-0 up here. We're in the final 9 minutes now of the first half of the 45. Tobers with a header forward midway inside the Rangers half, flicked on by Nisbet, dropped straight through to Proper. He goes back to Kelly, then to Nisiala, and to Kelly, who clears first time with the right foot up to halfway. Egaman doesn't get anything onto it, neither does Devlin, though the Rangers fans and their manager felt Egaman was pushed by the Aberdeen number 2. It's Tobers. No, a great touch from the Latvian. He's gone in on Hadji as well, who's rolling around on the pitch. It was a heavy touch, and Tobers could be in trouble here. Kevin Clancy goes to his pocket and flashes the yellow card at the Latvian.
Yeah, it's one of these challenges that is frowned upon. He's overhit it, and then he's lunged for the ball. I think he's... Yellow card, yeah, definitely a yellow card.
It's being checked right now as to whether this needs to be upgraded.
Yeah, because it's a short one. Hadji looks as though he's taking a short one to him. His studs are showing. They aren't high, they're low, but at the same time, you know, it's frowned upon, that type of challenge.
I thought he closed his boot at the end and tried to tackle and hit the front hit up his laces. I thought he'd get his foot closed so that his studs weren't showing. Well, maybe he'll be proved wrong. I think it's a yellow. In the modern day game, he probably wins the ball in the olden days and gets a bit of it and follows through to his man, but I think it's a yellow. I don't think it should be any more.
Okay, the check's over and it will be a yellow only for Tobers. He'll be breathing a sigh of relief. How often do you see players, especially defenders, not in your case, Willie, obviously, but you know, that poor touch and then in a panic they dive in and try and rectify the situation?
Yeah, and that's exactly what happened there. You know, instead of thinking a little bit more about it and just staying in your feet, you know, and not exposing yourself to the opportunity for a red card and certainly a yellow card. I thought it deserved a yellow card because he has overhit it and he's slid in, and it was a dangerous challenge. Had you made the most of it right enough, I would say. I don't think he was hurt, but at the same time there was an intent there.
Rangers have possession. Hadji's okay to continue, but Yilmaz can't find Czerny, and it's out for an Aberdeen throw-in, which McGarry takes quickly. 6.5 to the interval. 1-0 Rangers. There will be time added. Long ball forward towards Keskinen. Headed away by Jeffrey. Down goes Nziala. Fouled by Nisbet. Free kick Rangers. Nisbet being summoned by Kevin Clancy. After that, a rather innocuous look in at the ref has warned Kevin Nisbet he won't be getting away with the next one. Free kick for Rangers taken by Raskin, to his right for Diamonde, out onto the touchline for Yilmaz and back to Diamonde. Hamza Egeman's 13th goal of the season separating the teams. He's now outright Rangers top scorer. He's gone beyond Dessers. He and Czerny still on 12. Here's Nziala for Rangers. It's a long ball out to this left-hand side. Jefte infield for Danilo, gets it to the edge of the box for Egeman. Little back heel for Danilo to Czerny. His pass forward to Egeman's cut out by Shinnie. Now it's Keskinen out to Nisbet on this near side. Nisbet looking for Keskinen, but Proper's there to close it out, and he rolls it down the line for Nziala, very calmly dealt with by Robin Proper. Now it's Raskin across the halfway line, rolls it to his right for Yilmaz. It is crucial for Aberdeen in their hopes of taking something from this game. They don't concede another before the break, but Egeman's away from Nielsen and he knocks it into the Don's box. Tobers clears, and he's gone down as if he was caught by Danilo there, the Aberdeen defender. There's definitely something went awry there, but again it might well be quite innocuous from Danilo.
It was. I watched it. Once he clears the ball, there wasn't much in it, but he stays down. I think they're really under pressure, the back four. I think some of it's coming from McGarry, as Willie said, been too high. Some of it coming from Keskinen again, where he's not opening up and seeing when the ball is released. And I'm talking from a centre back, maybe it's Nziala or even Proper. He's not realising when Jefty's beyond him, and Nicky Devlin's got some shift to get in, because that time he went in with Danilo and he had to get back out to Jefty. You've seen a couple of balls right through the heart of that Aberdeen defence. I think they're really toiling defensively.
They're warming up Alfie Dorrington, who has arrived on loan from Spurs. He was here just last month. He was on the bench for Tottenham in that Europa League draw. Rangers back in European action a week tomorrow when they travel to Manchester United. It is Rangers on the ball with Proper, out to Czerny on that right-hand side, gets away from Ockles, driving down the flank, level with the Aberdeen penalty spot, back onto his left foot. His ball forwards cut out by Ockles. You're still yet to see what he can do. 90 minutes against Hearts at the weekend, and tonight as Danilo lays it back to Egeman. What an effort, but what a save again by Douin. It's a good height for the goalkeeper, but there was plenty power in that from the Moroccan as Rangers come again with Czerny. Across it comes Tobers with an important block. Here's Raskin out to Diamonde on the far side. He'll still be feeling his fingers stinging after that ball. Douin to keep out Egeman, who was looking to make it two with his second. It's with Czerny back to Diamonde, and now Raskin. Everyone bar Liam Kelly's in the Aberdeen half, and all 11 Aberdeen players are just about in their defensive third here. Hadji has it, looks to roll it in behind Jefte, left-hand side, and he goes for goal himself, and Douin saves with a boot. Aberdeen had everyone behind the ball there, yet somehow still Jeffrey is able to find space in the box and rifle a shot at goal, which is put behind for their latest corner.
Yeah, again, it's in behind Keskinen as well, and Jeffrey managing to get into that pocket. It's a really tight angle, though. Doohan's got it covered at the near post, but you know, the flying winger is not, you know, covering himself in glory in terms of his defensive capabilities, that's for sure.
Hadji takes the corner in swingers, headed away by Palaversa. Only as far as Czerny. Bouncing ball's awkward for the Czech. Shinnie claims he was fouled with a high boot there. Aberdeen cleared anyway through McGarry. It's Jeppe Ockels on the far side, but he's given it away. And Rangers have it with Niziala. Just to the right of the centre circle. Hadji wanted it, and he's annoyed that it didn't arrive. 3 minutes, I think, are going to be added on at the end of this as it stands, so 2 of the 45 to play plus an additional 3. Niziala with a long ball. Again, it's in behind Devlin. Hadji goes after it, goes down after the touch. The challenge with Devlin, and Hadji slams into the advertising behind the byline. No free kick coming his way. And Doohan takes the goal kick short there to Nielsen. Nielsen then looks to see what's ahead of him. Not that much, but he might be able to find Clarkson down the left-hand side. Clarkson onto it, it's good control. Manages to get it forward towards Nisbet, who goes down, fouled by Niziala. Aberdeen have a free kick up the pitch here. A yellow card for the Rangers defender. That is much better from Aberdeen. Leighton Clarkson this time, providing them with a really good outball, outstanding control. And it was good play by Nisbet as well. Spun his man, draws the free kick.
And Nielsen from the back, just composure, and hits a brilliant left foot ball up the pitch. And then those passes you're talking about, but Clarkson did well. That was real technique and composure, because he saw the man, just shifted it in a little quick pass, let him in. It was a booking. He was taken out, Nisbet, by Niziala, and it's a real opportunity for Aberdeen to put a good delivery in the box, Willie.
It's a good time as well, isn't it? Just before half time, they've been on the back foot for most of this first half. To get one now.
Yeah, Clarkson with it. Tobers is in there, heads for goal, but it's a comfortable take for Kelly to stretch his neck muscles there, and he didn't generate the kind of power that was going to beat the Rangers keeper in the 45th minute. It stays Rangers 1, Aberdeen 0, but it is an effort on target for Aberdeen. And Christers Tobers had one early on with a header. In fact, it was actually a shot, wasn't it, against Hearts from a corner very early in the piece.
I thought he should have done better there. I didn't feel that he was under that much pressure, that he couldn't have got a more powerful header. The ball was kind of a hanging, which doesn't make it easy for him to get the power behind it, but I felt that, you know, he had enough room and space to produce more power behind the header and test Kelly a bit more, you know, in terms of going to his right or his left, making him, you know, work for the save rather than making it an easy looking save at the end of the day.
Aberdeen have it, having given it away. Rangers did the same though, and Palaversa has it, rolls it to his left for Leighton Clarkson. He passes it back to Nielsen. We are in the first of the 3 minutes that have been added on by Kevin Clancy at the end of the first half, with the Rangers leading 1-0. Clarkson with the ball, it's just a bit too much on it for Topi Keskinen there, but he's got it into the kind of area that an Aberdeen player should be doing something with it. It stays 1-0 Rangers.
I'm not too sure what Keskinen was thinking, other than...
Do you not think him and Nisbet have got to anticipate things better?
Yeah, you know, look, from where we're sitting, at least he could have got his head on it. He seemed to misjudge it was a drilled ball as well, you know, towards the back post. But, you know, again, it's the second time that you felt an Aberdeen player in the box should have got something on it to at least test Kelly on that occasion.
Egeman's ball forward towards Yilmaz, cut out, and it's a foul by the Rangers goal scorer on Shinnie. There'll be a free kick just outside the centre circle to the left of it. We're halfway through that stoppage time, so just that one goal scored in 13 minutes by Hamza Egeman, separating the teams as we knock on half time. But Danilo had that opportunity to make it 2-0. Nisbet has had Aberdeen's best chance. Tobers with a header too, which he at least got on target.
They've weathered it though, Aberdeen, haven't they? You know, you feel that it could have been a lot worse. You know, they've had, you know, a couple of big let-offs. You know, from a Rangers point of view, you would have thought that the chances that they've created, that they've taken at least another one. So I think Jimmy Tulleen will be happy enough with the scoreline, not the performance, but happy enough with the scoreline.
Chip free kick in towards the Rangers box, headed away by Jefty. He's had a good game actually, Jefty. On the Rangers left, Palaversa, poor control there, he's much better than that. Raskin picks up, slips it forward to the outside of the boot, and Václav Černy's on it. Rangers coming forward, leave for a second before the interval. Černy taking on Keskinen, right hand side of the Aberdeen box. Plays it straight off the fin though. He gets it forward, and it's a lovely touch by Palaversa this time, but the pass isn't controlled by Nisbet, and Rangers have it with Egeman. Danilo is at the edge of the box, desperate defending from Aberdeen, and really cool header back to his goalkeeper by Nisbet in the end. It's Rangers 1, Aberdeen 0, and that looks to be the half-time scoreline.
Yeah, and again Aberdeen, you know, trying to build it up in really tight situations, and giving the ball away in really dangerous areas for Rangers to take advantage.
There's the half-time whistle. Rangers have the lead, 13 minutes on the clock when Egeman pounced after an error by Sivert Nielsen. It was a dreadful touch. The initial shot was saved, but it broke back to Egeman, who side-footed it home into the effective empty net after Doohan had made a dive for the initial effort. Rangers had plenty of the ball and plenty of the pressure, and Danilo was one-on-one with Doohan just after the half-hour mark, but the Aberdeen goalkeeper made the save, and it was a huge save. If Aberdeen are to take anything out of this game, they'd settle absolutely for a point at this stage. Just the one real effort on target for the Dons. Tobers with a weak header, which was held by Liam Kelly, though there were opportunities out with that, particularly for Kevin Nisbet from a wonderful Graham Shinnie ball. Nisbet couldn't get anything onto it, and he was in the perfect area just outside the 6-yard box. Aberdeen then once again with work to do as they try and avoid a 12th successive match without victory in the league, and if that was to happen, they would equal a club record of league matches without a victory, so they've got plenty to do. Philippe Clement, the only thing that will annoy him is that the half-time scoreline is just the one goal in front. Rangers 1, Aberdeen 0 at the break.
Rangers versus Aberdeen. This is Sports Sound from BBC Radio Scotland.
Wake up to Good Morning Scotland.
How much of a reduction will people see this year?
We're working to get waiting lists and waiting times down.
We started 2025 by interviewing the leaders of Scotland's larger political parties.
Well, we'll see if there's any pain yet to come through this interview.
It wouldn't be GMS if there wasn't.
Public services will suffer.
We disagree. You cannot tax your way to economic growth.
All that money will now be diverted into frontline social care.
We will not vote against this budget because they already have the numbers.
Why not vote for it?
Would you ever do a deal with the SNP again?
It would always be a decision that was made democratically.
Good Morning Scotland. Listen now on BBC Sounds.
And join us every morning for all the big interviews and everything you need to know across the year on BBC Radio Scotland.
You're listening to Sports Sound on BBC Radio Scotland. Premiership action for you this evening. 8 o'clock kick-off here at Ibrox. Half-time score, Rangers 1, Aberdeen 0. Egeman with that goal on 13 minutes. A really good game actually. Plenty of chances. A great atmosphere inside the stadium here down in England in the Premier League. Everton 0, Aston Villa 1, Leicester City 0, Crystal Palace 1, Newcastle United 2, Wolves 0, Arsenal 2, Spurs 1. In the SWPL, Dundee United 0, Hibs 3, Celtic 4, Aberdeen actually just gone Celtic 5, Aberdeen 0. So Celtic cruising there against Aberdeen. The Aberdeen men's side, Willie Miller. It's been a struggle in the first half here at Ibrox, but they'll feel they're still very much in it, and it could have been right back, and what a chance for Kevin Nisbet to draw the Dons level.
Yeah, you just felt they had to throw himself at it. You know, we felt that there was an opportunity for him to get his head on the ball, but you know, when a striker's out of confidence, when you know the confidence is low, then you know maybe that has a mental effect on him, and he doesn't take that opportunity. It's a great little curl pass in from Graham Shinnie, and one that we certainly felt he should have gotten the end of, and we also felt that if he had made any kind of a contact with the ball, it would have ended up in the back of the net. But Aberdeen have struggled. They've struggled. They've played some nice football at times, but it's been really short periods. They haven't had too much of a threat going forward. They've looked a little bit disorganised, particularly in the wide areas defensively. I think Rangers, with the full-backs and the wide players, have caused them problems constantly, particularly down this left-hand side. That's the Rangers' left-hand side. The Aberdeen right-hand side. And Keskinen, who's been, asked to kind of fill in behind, Devlin, hasn't really done that job too well, and Jeffrey's occupied the space, and Hadji's caused numerous issues as well. Dreadful goal for Aberdeen to lose. One that they'll obviously be going over at half-time, but I think it's one of these ones where it's been an error, so you don't want to spend too much time on it, but you've got to say to the defenders to try not to make these type of errors, particularly here. You're saying before the game, and I'm sure that they're saying in the dressing room before the game, don't give anything away. If Rangers are going to score, they've got to work hard for it. It's got to be some exceptional play, and that wasn't the case here. So they've let themselves down a little bit, and they've looked a little bit disorganised defensively. But I think Jimmy Tillane will be reasonably comfortable that it's 1-0 at half-time, and although they've been under that pressure, they've still got an opportunity and the second 45 to get this crowd turned, to make it nervous for Rangers, because it will get nervous for Rangers. If it stays at 1-0, the longer the game goes, and I'm sure that the crowd will begin to, as you go, get a little bit frustrated, and that can then spill onto the pitch and affect the players. So I think that's what we'll be saying at half-time. We'll be saying, look, we've still got a big chance here. At times we've rode with luck. You might not mention that, perhaps, but he'll be saying in the second half, if we can create a chance or two, and in this occasion, in the second half occasion, if we get that chance to take it, then the whole thing will change. The whole picture at Ibrox will change, and the fans will definitely start to get on the home side's back. So I think that's where Tillane will be at this moment in time, still in the game, still fighting the game, still, with the positivity of creating opportunities, because Aberdeen have created a couple of little chances themselves, and if he can take one of them, then the whole atmosphere within Ibrox will definitely change.
Yeah, no doubt at all about that. Billy, what have you made of the first half performance from the home side?
Yeah, I think they've been good in spells. I think they should be up by more goals. I think I'm with Willie where I think Aberdeen will be happy that it's just 1-0, because Rangers missed 2 1v1s as well. But you've got to say, I think the game's at a stage where Aberdeen happy to get in 1-0. If anything goes wrong for Rangers, that the things would change, as Willie said. I don't know if Aberdeen have got enough, though, Kenny. See from where they were, like confidence-wise, belief-wise, just moving the ball sharply, the speedy play, the energy. I think that's gone for now. They need something to happen within the game that might get to Rangers and turn the full narrative of the stadium, like for them to not get on the Rangers players' back, but just to make them feel that pressure we were talking about pre-match.
What do you see in Kevin Nisbet right now, Billy?
I think a player that's so low in confidence. I think he's got to change his game. He's a boy that, for me, goes into his shell when things are not going well, instead of going, right, I have to work even harder. That's the difference. If that was my mentality, I'd be like, I'm not having a good time yet. Before you start, Willie will tell you that with my early stages at Aberdeen. But I was dogged. I made sure.
I'm just trying to see his face as just saying that.
Yes, he always does that. I'm getting used to it by now. But I was so determined to turn it, and I did.
I know your character. I can see that. And you're right, I don't see that in Kevin Nisbet.
He needs to do more. Rangers will be... They'll be happy that they've played pretty well, created a lot, they've got that movement again, but they'll not be happy that they're not more up, and one moment can change it. But Rangers deserve to be winning the game so far. Aberdeen haven't done enough.
Willie, what would you like to see the manager do different? Is there anything in terms of formation, tactics you'd like to see Jimmy Tillane change?
Yeah, the thing is that he's got plenty of players forward the park, Kenny. I mean, you've got 4 players forward the park. Clarkson is getting pretty close to Nisbet. You've got, Ockles and Keskinen, who, they do get forward. They struggle at times to get back to park. So I'm not in any way looking at the game and thinking that Jimmy Tillane is putting out a team to just frustrate Rangers. He's got players there that when Aberdeen get the ball, they're getting forward. I think it's the quality, the use of the ball at times to get forward. I think they play too many little small passes into the midfield that aren't coming off for them. And they need, you know, I don't think Nisbet's the answer when you're in a pitch like Ibrox. I think you need more of a focal point, a target that you can pick out and just mix it up a little bit instead of the little passes into midfield. You know, go a little bit longer, hit the front man, and then you've got Clarkson that's very close to him that can go and support that main striker, and you've got two wide players as well that are capable of coming in. So it's not a case of Jimmy Tillene setting up in a defensive manner. That's not the case. Rangers are the better team and they're pushing Aberdeen back, and Aberdeen are having to go back to defend, and they've defended okay at times. They've been exposed, particularly in the wide areas, but you know, they've survived it. So I think Jimmy Tillene's mindset is good from an Aberdeen point of view. I just don't think that the quality is there at this moment in time.
Have they got the right personnel, Willie? And I mean by that, we don't know if some players are good enough or they're not good. Have they got the right personnel tonight when they get the ball to really put the frighteners on Rangers with a bit of pace? You talked about Nisbet. Kenny's asked me the question. He's low in confidence, but is he the right one for tonight when they want to hit Rangers on the counter-attack? Because there's no doubt they're sitting deep. So have they got that pace? They've tried it with Keskinen. I'm not sure how quick the boy Oakles is. I've not seen him have a run at anybody, and I watched once when Yilmaz got away from him and took the ball back. So I don't think he's a flying machine. What's happened to Shane Morris? I know he's been a sub and I know he's an impact player, but is this a game you would think about him just to say, well, when we've had the ball, we've not created much, a couple of things, but is at some point they're going to throw in that pace and say, right, Rangers, you're going to be wary of that now, and maybe give them some breathing space defensively?
Well, they could put Duke through. Excuse me, Duke through the middle as well. Who's got pace and strength. You just don't know where his mind is at this moment in time because of what he did during the summer break there. He's obviously wanting away from the club as well, so he might be protecting himself, but there's no doubt that he's got pace and strength, so he could go through the middle, take Nisbet off. You know, Morris, yeah, he is an impact player and he's done well, you know, when Jimmy Tillene's decided to bring him on, and he certainly has that pace. And you would think Oakles for Shade Morris would be an obvious one, and maybe Duke through the middle as well. If you're looking for pace, you bring the two of them on, don't you? And I don't think it would...
I'm looking for a threat, Willie, and I'm with you. I just think there's some horses for courses where you go, right, see tonight, I'm going to make Rangers wary that we can get to them. I think Rangers have pinpointed Nielsen because there have been so many straight balls and so many runs through that they think they're slow at the back. We can get behind them.
Quite nervous looking at the back, Aberdeen, I felt tonight. And you know, it's quite tense
possession and out of possession.
Yeah.
Maybe but better asking Willie about that. He's the centre half, trying to play from the back, being forced to play. And what do you do if your wingers constantly dropping their full back? And Devlin's had a hell of a shift in there. He's had to adjust from in the park to out the park because Keskin is just like, I'm not opening up. Jeffrey can run all day if he wants. And a wee bit of McGarry going high early, and he's been told as well, just pull him in, rein him in, you sit there. But they've looked in possession and out of possession vulnerable.
Yeah, and you're also saying, using the word vulnerable, Willie, that's, I think defence is the weakest part of the Rangers team right now. But they've not really been tested, have you? You'd think perhaps Morris coming on might have a bit of a go in the second half. They need to be tested, that Rangers defence.
Well, I think, you know, Nisbet hasn't really tested the two centre-backs. So I would say that, you know, if Jimmy Tillene's thinking about, you know, giving them something, the two central defenders something to think about, is Duke through the middle. I think they've got Ambrose, but, you know, I don't reckon he's going to, you know, threaten the two centre-backs with pace. Now, Duke would certainly threaten with the pace, and he's got strength as well. You know, he's a strong boy when he wants to be a strong boy. But I don't see him training. You know, you don't know where his mindset is as well. You don't know if can you trust him to come on at Ibrox and turn this game around. But
that's not be a game that fires you.
I think it would be worth the kind of a decision to actually do that, because if you are defending, and Aberdeen are defending, you know, pretty deep at times, the space is definitely there just to put the ball into space and ask Duke to go and use the pace that he's got, you know, to get on it, and at least it gets you up the park, at least it takes that pressure off you to kind of a move forward. So I think that would be, a substitution that would be worth thinking about. And Morris is definitely for me, Ockles, I think you can take him off and allow the boy to settle in and get Shayden Morris on.
It's a good shout from you with Duke, because I think, Kenny, now, you were also touching, Willie, that Diamandi and Raskin are ready to spring. See if they're trying to dink it into midfield like Aberdeen were doing. I'm thinking, I saw it again with the St Johnstone game. I've touched on it with you. I'm thinking, don't do that again. Mix it up, go long, is what Willie said, and then they'll soon stop trying to have a little nip at you, and it might get you to pass into midfield. But if you are going long, have that personnel that maybe just get one over the top, or Duke's strength to hold it, get people up the pitch. I think there'll be a bigger threat to Rangers' back four if they produce Duke and Shayden Morris, even though they're not playing so well just now and they've been bit part players and impact players. I think tonight's a night where this fixture might fire you might get something, and it's a personnel that can certainly hurt that Rangers defence.
Yeah, half-time here at Ibrox, Rangers 1, Aberdeen 0. Billy, our listeners may have heard a voice coming over from the pitch down there. The half-time draw was made by Arthur Newman. What sort of player was he? You played alongside him, yeah?
The best, one of the best full-backs I've ever played with, and a brilliant teammate. Great lad as well. You had a lot of players that can come to the club where they are brilliant players, and they're a bit arrogant. Arthur wasn't. He was the complete opposite. He was a brilliant player, a brilliant leader, a brilliant captain, and a great lad. He took to the Scottish culture like incredibly smoothly, and he still loves coming back to the country. It was great to see him downstairs.
Yeah, a good lad, Arthur Newman. I'm sure he's enjoying the scoreline here at Ibrox, although the guys have been saying Rangers perhaps should be further ahead, albeit Kevin Nisbet blew a glorious chance to equalise for the Dons. So the teams are back out. Certainly Aberdeen are back out. So I'll hand you back to your commentary team of Billy Dodds, Willie Miller and Liam McLeod.
Yeah, change for Rangers for the start of the second half. Danilo was struggling towards the end of the first, and he's going to be replaced by Nadim Bayrami for the second half. The Albanian who scored against Aberdeen at Pittodrie at the end of October. The Dons have come back out, and it looks like the same 11 for them. So no changes for them. Bayrami on for Rangers, so it will be Kelly in goal for the home team. Yilmaz, Proper, Nziala and Jefte, Raskin, Diamonde, Cherny, Bayrami, Hadji and Igaman, the goal scorer. For Aberdeen, Duan in goal, Devlin, Tobers, Nielsen, McGarry, Shinnie and Palaversa, Keskinen, Clarkson, Ockles and Nisbet. Will Rangers add to their lead and go on and take the 3 points? Can Aberdeen make a game of it? Can they take a point, maybe even 3? No, they haven't. Been behind against Rangers and won since 1988, when Neil Cooper gave Rangers the lead at Pittodrie before a Jim Bett penalty equalised, and Charlie Nicholas won it late in the day. Rangers are going to kick off the second half, going left to right as we sit in the main stand in the gantry here above the visiting technical area towards Copeland Road. Aberdeen towards the Broom Loan, and their fans over in the west corner between the Broom Loan and Govan stands over there to our left as Cherny takes the first touch of the second half. And it's Rangers with Proper, who goes long, big ping ball looking for Hadji. Devlin defending it, puts it out for a throw-in, taking no chances. And Hadji chasing him. It's worked out to be a very good ball by Robin Proper. It's got Rangers up the pitch immediately. It's bowled back infield to Hadji, goes back to Nziala, and he rolls it into his own half for Proper. So Rangers with that change doesn't really change anything, because Danilo was playing in that kind of number 10 role, and in Bayrami they've got an international player coming on. But is it a slight surprise Aberdeen are sticking with the same 11, given how ineffectual they were for large spells of that first half?
Yeah, I thought they might have freshened it up. Thought they might have tried to get some pace, through the middle, and Nisbet's been rather out of it. I thought that might have been at least one change, and for me, Ockles as well, just newly into the club, hasn't really made his mark yet, still finding his feet. Thought, that might have been another option, but perhaps Jimmy Tillane, looking at the scoreline, is wanting just to stick with it and give it a little bit more time, another 10-15 minutes before he starts looking towards the bench.
Aberdeen have it, Nielsen to Shinnie, and then out to the right hand side it goes to Tobers. Comes forward, rolls it out to the Right flank for Devlin in the Rangers half. Midway inside it now. Down the line for Keskinen. Challenged by Jefty. Comes back to Keskinen, who rolls it back to Palaversa, who drills it towards the edge of the box. Comes straight off Diamonde. It looked an ambitious ball. Diamonde picks it up looking for Hadji. Bit too much on it though. And it skips out for a throw-in to the visitors over on that far side. For Rangers, Bayrami on for Danilo, Billy.
I thought he might have started tonight, Liam. As I say, he took cramp at the weekend, and he looks as if, you know how Philip Clement reacts to things, about the minutes in the legs, about coming back too early, you pick up injuries, and I thought he'd have been on the bench tonight, but he chose to start him again, and he's picked up, it looks, another injury, so that's a blow. But Bayrami's been doing well in certain games, and he's certainly a guy who can fill that number 10 position, no bother.
Nisbet driving forward, looking to get Keskinen behind. Keskinen chasing it down, but Kelly reacts well. Niziala slipped to the edge of the box, and Keskinen might have thought he was going to get a chance to run in on goal there. Kelly comes and smothers at his feet. 1-0 Rangers.
Yeah, you just want your goalkeeper to take command of that situation, don't you? It's definitely the goalkeeper's ball, but he's got to be sharp. He's got to identify it. He's got to get himself off his line pretty quickly, just to calm the whole thing down again. Keskinen looking once again to get in behind, but Kelly reading it and doing what the goalkeeper should be doing.
Comes Diamonde, he's evaded Shinnie, disguised ball by Rami, right hand side of the 6-yard box, pulls it back, looking for Hadji. Good sliding challenge by Devlin, puts it behind for the first corner of the second half, which goes to Rangers on 48 minutes. They lead 1-0.
Yeah, but by Rami in behind, good run again, lovely little slip pass, looking for Hadji as he cut it back, but Nicky Devlin spots the danger, comes in from his full-back position, clears the danger.
In swinging corner coming up from Václav Černý on this near side. It's a good delivery in as well, and Raskin got something on it, and he's gone down inside the box, and Diamonde lashes it high and wide off to the left, and they will check for a possible penalty here after the challenge on Nicholas Raskin inside the penalty box as that corner came swooping in from this near side.
I think it was Tobers, wasn't it, that had the swipe at the ball. It's difficult from where we're sitting to kind of give an opinion on whether there was contact. I think it will be checked.
He got a bit of the ball, didn't he? Because the ball flew out to the edge of the area.
He definitely did get a bit of the ball, but that always isn't enough these days, though, is it? And we'll have to wait the decision, the hands to the ear from the referees. So
it's all good, no penalty, Willie.
Yeah, I didn't see anything, but it happens so quickly that you're loath to give an opinion, a definitive opinion on it, and that's why VAR is there, isn't it? Just to make sure that the decision is correct.
The VAR this evening, Nick Walsh, a good look at that. No penalty. Aberdeen give it away on the far side. Rangers took it quickly, too quickly for the referee's liking, though. That will be a throw-in over on the far side for Rangers, which Jefty takes and bowls it back to Niziala. These teams both in Scottish Cup action at the weekend. Rangers up against Highland League opposition here on Sunday against Fraserburgh. The day before, Aberdeen up against former Highland League opposition in the shape of Elgin City. They make the trip to Borough-Briggs. Long ball from Robin Proper. Černý looking to get him behind McGarry, who's trying to hold him off here, the New Zealander, against the Czech, and he sees it behind. James McGarry, who's in with Jack McKenzie, out. No sign of Jamie McGrath. There are suggestions that Jamie McGrath is injured. There was also suggestions he was on the way out this month. If he is injured, perhaps that won't now be happening. We shall see. As Palaversa dinks it out to the right for Nisbet. Crossing the halfway line. It's a good run forward by Nisbet, but he's put the pass in behind Clarkson and goes straight to Diamonde and back to his goalkeeper. Once again, the quality from Aberdeen when they get to the attacking third is non-existent. Here comes Mohamed Diamonde driving down the right hand side into the Aberdeen half, infield to Yilmaz. Loses out. Nielsen with a challenge, gets it away from Egeman, goes straight to Proper though, and now Bayrami picks up just outside the centre circle. Out to Jefty, leaves it for Hadji. Hadji then gets the ball into the area for by Rami's level with the Aberdeen 6-yard line, forced outside the box, out to the far sides, work to Czerny at the byline, looks to pull it back, blocked by Shinnie. Rangers corner. Rangers 1, Aberdeen 0 on 51.5 at Ibrox.
I mean, it's decent play, isn't it? Again, they're finding these little pockets of space, in between Aberdeen full-back and centre-back and Czerny. Although Czerny should do much better. He's on the byline. He tried to dink it back. Don't know if it was on to dink it back. For me, I think you kind of just, whip it across the face of the goal. And you hope for one of your players to be there. If you don't have a blue jersey there, it might actually ricochet off a red one and end up in the back of the net as well.
Rangers corner in from Hadji, and then it's flicked away from Igaman. It breaks round about the penalty spot towards Raskin, nodded away by Devlin, and then by Rami, shoots down into the ground, and it skips up into the air and right through to Ross Doohan, who holds on. And Rangers have to try and build again and find that second goal. Aberdeen looking for a whole lot better when it comes to the quality of their play when they get up the pitch, and Clarkson looking to get onto it. Yilmaz gets there first though and goes to ground and buys his team the free kick. And Leighton Clarkson insinuating that Kevin Clancy being put under pressure by the home fans.
Yilmaz turned into Graham Shinnie there.
It was vintage Shinnie, wasn't it?
That's incredible. I mean, I've seen the collapsible leg so many times, but that's one of the best.
Rangers have it with Proper, rolls it to the right for Yilmaz. And back to Proper. Long ball from the Rangers defender. Hadji's got in behind Devlin, chests it, finds Igaman just outside the box. Offside flag. That's gone up.
It looked offside, didn't it?
Hadji.
Hadji coming in off the left-hand side there, long pass from Proper. He looked at least a yard offside, but the assistant referee down this stand side decides to keep the flag down, then eventually puts it up, and that was the right decision.
Rangers have only conceded 3 goals domestically at Ibrox this season, and that was Gogic of St Mirren, Dalby of Dundee United, and at the weekend Sanders of St Johnstone. As Rangers pick up Hadji to the byline, it's pulled across into the Aberdeen box. Nielsen with the chest, and then the clearance is made by Tobers, and then Proper lashes a volley high over the bar, and it will stay. Rangers 1, Aberdeen 0, almost on 54. It's remarkable actually how stark the Rangers home record is versus the away record, where they've only won 3 games on the road in the Premiership this season.
Yeah, it was 31 out of 33 points, wasn't it, at home? And away from home it's 4, is it? Is it something like that? No, is that Aberdeen? But anyway, the record is phenomenal. They've, I think, played 11, won 10 and drawn 1. This game reminds me so much of the Dundee United game, Liam, when Rangers had so much pressure. We're only up 1-0 and Dundee United equalised midway through the half and held on to get a draw.
Graham Shinnie's given that away, and it's by Rami. He's got it through to Igaman. He's in behind the defender. Tobers reacts well though and gets it back to his goalkeeper. And once again, the passing from Aberdeen is putting them under severe pressure. Although Nisbet got in behind, but instead of turning towards goal, he passes it straight out of the pitch. Wouldn't have mattered anyway because the offside flag's gone up. Rangers 1, Aberdeen 0.
Is that not tell you where Kevin Nisbet's at? They're not even like, I'll gather it in and I'll drag it with my run and try and go through 1-1 and goal. All he was thinking there, I know he was offside, but all he's thinking is, I'm just laying this wide. He's not got the confidence to even say, he's not the quickest, but I think that's a great opportunity just to drag the ball, try and just open up your legs, go through 1-1. But he chose to take the easy option.
Yeah, if he does have the confidence, then that's exactly what he does, Dodgy, isn't it? He's a striker, and what's a striker like? He likes the opportunity, to have a strike at goal. He lives in goals. But when you don't have that confidence, then that's what you do. You just relinquish responsibility, and that was the case there.
Well, 55 minutes played, and as was the case against St Johnstone, there is a protest going on. Not the walkout that we saw here on Sunday, but banners with "Time for Change" have emanated in the Broom Loan to our left. As Rangers come forward, it's Czerny. They've lost it in the midfield though, and Nziala will pick up the scraps just outside the centre circle. Rangers 1, Aberdeen 0, 56 on the clock. The Scottish Cup action starts on Friday at Glebe Park. Brecon City against Hearts, 7:45 kickoff, live on the BBC Scotland TV channel. As I said, Elgin Aberdeen is part of the Open All Mics programme on Saturday. course, Scottish Cup 4th round was where Open All Mics was born initially, and that will be a terrific afternoon of action with Celtic Kilmarnock rounding it up on Saturday evening. Then it's Falkirk Raith from midday on Sunday, Rangers Fraserburgh 2:15, live on the radio and the telly on the BBC, the latter. Here's Yilmaz coming forward for Rangers, the edge of the box, finds Hadji, lets fly, and it skips off the top of the bar, and his manager turns to the main stand and screams in frustration that didn't find the top left corner. He's really unlucky. Yanis Hadji caught it brilliantly. 57 played, Rangers 1, Aberdeen 0.
It's a fabulous effort, isn't it? You know, Hadji, he doesn't have a lot of time. He's got to get it under control quickly. Yilmaz plays it into him. He gets a perfect touch. He knows where he wants to go. He wants to go to that top left-hand corner, and he's so unlucky not to see that one go under the bar instead of just skipping over the top of it.
Clarkson up the line for Aberdeen to McGarry. He's challenged well by Proper. Goes out off McGarry last for a Rangers throw-in on this near side. Aberdeen are going to make at least one change, I think, pretty quickly. In fact, there will be two. Polvara and Duke are both down here being readied, so at least two changes being made by Aberdeen here. Palaversa forward to Nisbet, looks for Clarkson. It's a poor touch by Clarkson, and Ockles was in behind, a good bit of space as well. Didn't see him, didn't control the ball anyway, and Rangers come away with it with Diamonde. Infield to Igaman, back to Diamonde, Nielsen all over him, pulling and hauling at his shirt, giving away the free kick.
Not for the first time this season. He likes that kind of a challenge. He gets really close to an opposition player, and he just kind of hugs him, basically, and just stops him going anywhere. I think he's been booked once or twice, but he gets off with it more than the referee picks him up about that. And he did get himself into an awkward position, Nielsen. He's away in the Rangers half, so he needed a little bit of time to get himself back.
Ockles blocked the ball down the near side, but he goes to ground just as it looked as though he might be able to get back onto it, and it's out for a Rangers throw-in here, and it will be Polvara and Luis Lopez who will be on. And he had to do something. He's waited till the hour mark just about before making the changes, Jimmy Tellin. Because Aberdeen, they're not really at the races in this match. They're not really threatening Liam Kelly's goal in any real shape or form, whereas Rangers are still pinging the ball about with confidence. Another great ball by Proper, touch back by Hadji, and then by Rami, shoots wide of the left-hand post.
It's Keskinen again, just...
It was Jeffrey down the left rather than Hadji, beg your pardon.
Yeah, but it's Keskinen who's just letting him run, and then Devlin's having to adjust. And then the second one, it comes back to Bayrami. Keskinen's still not getting in that area where he should be, just getting back edge of the box. And they eventually get the strike. Rangers by Rami just drags it past the post.
Clarkson gives it away in the defending third, and it's Czerny to Diamonde. Now Igaman. Igaman's ball across is blocked, breaks back to Diamonde. And now it's Raskin. And then he slips it to his right there for Yilmaz. And the time and space, rolls it back to Proper, back to Yilmaz on this near side. Low ball forward to Hadji. Now a chance, just wide by Rami again. And he's 18 yards from goal as he hit it low, aiming for the bottom right, and it just whistles past the post. On the hour, Rangers 1, Aberdeen 0, but the Dons are really struggling here, and Rangers knocking ever louder on the door.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great effort from Bayrami. It's got power, but it's got, well, I can't say total precision because it goes by the post, but he's so unlucky not to see that nestle in the low corner.
Aberdeen giving it away in their defensive third once again. On the left, it's Hadji, level with the angle of the 18-yard line, and then back to Hadji, chip ball into the box. And Aberdeen trying to head it away here through. McGarry's done well, actually, but he can't find Nisbet. Raskin pops it forward again. Cushion headed away by Nielsen. Ockles loses out to Raskin, and Rangers have it back. They just have that extra bit of zip and energy about them, Rangers, tonight. And now it's Nisiala forward to Diamonde. I think Alfie Dorrington's going to be on as well. Rangers looking for a second before Aberdeen can effect it with the changes. In comes the cross. Igaman heads well wide. And it remains Rangers 1, Aberdeen 0 here live on Sports Sound on BBC Radio Scotland this Wednesday evening.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, you know, what the changes are and you know, who's coming off, and certainly, you know, the players that are coming on and what positions as well. We're still waiting to see, but the board is there and the players, I'm just looking down.
Nielsen, Ockles and Clarkson maybe. We'll find out. Dorrington as a centre back. Tovers doesn't look as though he's struggling. Still, the Dons are going to have to wait to make the change because they're not ready quite yet. Niziala rolls it back to Liam Kelly. He boots it forward first time with the right foot into the Aberdeen half. Met in the head by McGarry. Awkward bounce, Ockles can't control it, and now it's proper out to Yilmaz on this near side. Yilmaz then rolls it back to Proper. Rangers leading thanks to Hamza Igaman's 13th goal of the season, scored on the 13th minute, as they look to close the gap down to 13 at the top of the Premiership. Still a long way back. Bouncing ball on the far side. Keskinen losing out to Jefty, and now it's with Hadji. Squares it for Diamonde, can't control though. Just took his eyes off it momentarily as Clarkson goes back to McGarry. Gets it forward to Palaversa. Scoops the ball forward and puts it straight through to Liam Kelly. Rangers 1, Aberdeen 0.
That's one of those ones you're looking for that pace, Willie, up a channel. Just you've broken out. McGarry does ever so well. Rolls the ball into Palaversa. He's looking for a runner, he's not getting one.
There's a opportunity for Rangers. Perhaps Aberdeen have enough numbers to get it back to their goalkeeper and doing clears, preventing the corner. And it's out for a throw into Rangers level with the Aberdeen 18-yard line. And now they're going to make the changes. So the first player to come off will be Nisbet. He's going to be replaced by Luis Lopez.
I don't think we're surprised at that one. You know, we talked about at half-time that the threat through the middle would be something that Duke might occupy.
Palaversa off, and Dorrington's going to replace him, so Nielsen will go back into midfield. And it looks like they're holding off in the Polvara. Yeah, they are. They've changed their minds. Dorrington's coming on rather than Polvara.
Well, they had Polvara on at centre back, you know, in the Hearts game, didn't they?
Yeah, and at Motherwell. Yeah. Throw in Rangers. Yilmaz to take. Dorrington on the pitch. He had to watch from the bench when he was in Spurs colours here last month. Unused substitute. Big subs benches that they have in European competitions. Jefty down the line for Rangers for Hadji, holding off Devlin, rolls it back into his own half, and Niziala who goes back to his goalkeeper. Short ball from Kelly to Proper. Still Philippe Clement waiting for his team to score the second goal. And Billy referenced the Dundee United game earlier on. He will want that second goal, because even though Aberdeen aren't threatening just now, it doesn't mean they're not going to get an opportunity.
Yeah, and Dundee United that night weren't threatening either, but got the equaliser, and Rangers couldn't find a reply.
Oh, Yilmaz beaten two Aberdeen players down this right, and he's driving towards the edge of the box. He's going to shoot here. Blocked there by Dorrington, and then not once but twice. Well defended by the England Youth International. Rangers pick it up again though with Niziala out to the left hand side for Jefty. Keskinen goes to meet him, but Jefty's been away from him all evening until that challenge was good from Topi Keskinen. It's the first time he's come out on top in a defensive sense this evening. We're almost in 65 minutes with Rangers leading 1-0. Here's Hadji rolling it wide right of the Aberdeen box for Cherny's at the right angle. Level with the penalty spot. His ball across is cut out, and then McGarry puts it behind for the corner on this near side for Rangers.
Yeah, he did okay eventually, McGarry there. Cherny threatened, but it's an opportunity for, you know, Rangers to test Aberdeen again, and you know the change that's been made. The young defender coming on as well.
Hadji bends the ball in, and it's missed everyone. Robin Proper's got his head in his hands, and Raskin's thumping the post in frustration because one of them's got to get the touch, and he goes behind for the goal kick. They are checking for a possible penalty here for some reason. Morris will come on for Keskinen, and that check's come to nothing. Aberdeen will make the change. Is it Ockles or Keskinen coming off? Keskinen's come over here to have a chat with the coaching staff. Shaden Morris is ready to come on, and it is Keskinen he's going to replace. And Ockles was only coming over to have a drink. So Morris comes on and goes wide right. 66 played, 1-0 Rangers.
I'm a wee bit surprised by that. Although Keskinen wasn't doing the defensive shift, he's a threat. He's still an outball. He just wasn't. He's not defensively minded, so he wasn't opening up the body. But going forward, I thought he can get you something. I'm not sure about Oakles. He's been quiet. It's not the night to judge him, but he doesn't look to be a flying machine. So I don't see how this game so far has suited him, and I don't see maybe he'll end up scoring the equaliser or something like that. But I think he's been average tonight.
It was the same against Hearts as well. You know, largely non-existent. So yeah, I'm kind of a surprise that change. I think that Keskinen is a much more of a threat going forward. But you know, the manager's made that decision, kept the new player on, one or two new players on there, a new centre-back combination as well. So you know, you'll just have to wait and see how they're tested and how they stand up to it.
Ockles down there, he's not played much football. I think it's 7 matches he's played in a year after leaving Jimmy Talline's Elfsborg for €3 million to Utrecht and then to Preston. Here come Rangers with Czerny. They lead 1-0. Czerny up towards the edge of the box, left there by Rami, picked up in the left of the area for Hadji, pulls it across and blocked by Tobers. Might break Egaman's way here, not quite. Nielsen gets it away. Duke spins his man, looks to drive forward. It comes off Raskin and out for a throw into Aberdeen over on that far side.
There's that little bursty pace. I'm telling you, as a defender, suddenly you go, oh, we were comfortable all night. We have to watch now. It's not so much that they've been brilliant players and they've done brilliantly all season and they've not been consistent, but just on the night you're thinking these two could get at this Rangers defence.
Here come Aberdeen with McGarry. Clarkson goes in the overlap. McGarry himself, he's into the box, he shoots, blocked brilliantly by Cropper. He's had a good game this evening. He's hurt himself in the act of doing so as it bounces out for an Aberdeen throw-in level with the Rangers penalty spot. And McGarry saw the headlines there because he'd Clarkson just off to his left in a really good position.
Yeah, but you know, the full-back's advanced really well. He's picked up and he spotted the space to go and attack, and you know, it's when you're round about that area, I think that's the first thing you should be doing is just wanting to get the defence tested, make that burst in. The space was there for him to take it on. He has the strike. I think he's followed through and maybe caught proper. Both of them are down, you know, after that collision. You know, but if he hits that a little bit, if he gets it a little bit sweeter, then it's certainly going to test Kelly in goal.
It's a good positive burst from him. I'll tell you what, the last thing Rangers need is another centre-half going out. I know Balogun back on the bench tonight, Suter gone, Nisiala in, but Proper has been good the last couple of games. Strikes a nice diagonal pass as well. You can
playing
see
on the right side as well. Is that helping him?
Yeah, definitely. But he's still not. He's not the fastest, and teams know they can get at him. He goes to ground too easily. But he's done well in the last 2 or 3 games. Proper.
Well, right now, Aberdeen as it stands will go 12 without a victory in the league. Longest run since the record was set between May and October 1999. And they would equal an unwanted club record tonight if they lose or draw. The club record overall in all competition without a win is 15. They've got Elgin City coming up in the Cup next, so and if there's no pressure on right now, if they do get near that record of 15, then they could be in big trouble, because that game against Elgin, that tie, is, as the weeks have gone on, the more challenging it begins to look for Aberdeen. Against Elgin, who are doing well in their league. Rangers are going to have to make the change, I think. I think we're getting Balogun ready to replace Proper, but it looks like the Dutchman wants to give it another go. I'm not sure if it's going to be taken out of his hands, though. Another change coming for Aberdeen as well, and there's going to be a debut, another debut. Alexander Jensen, who's another player that they've splashed the cash on, with Tobers arriving for big money, as did Jensen. He was spent big on Keskinen in the summer too, and for Aberdeen it's McGarry, who's been one of their better players tonight. He's having to come off after that, and Dante Polvara's going to come on for Ockles. So McGarry and Ockles off, Jensen and Polvara on for the final 19 minutes of the 90. Rangers leading by a goal to nil. Sportscene has highlights of this game this evening as well on BBC One Scotland. Keep an eye out for that. The league, the Premiership at least, will go into cold storage for a week with the Scottish Cup taking centre stage. So changes for Aberdeen. Again, as Rangers clear their lines, Tobers collects on the halfway line. Remember, just the one goal that Rangers are in front. And a misunderstanding between Tobers and Morris, another unforced error. The Aberdeen passing in the last number of matches has been abysmal.
Been scrappy, hasn't it? You know, it's been untidy. And I suppose when you're in a run like Aberdeen find themselves in, 11 games without a win, then the confidence does drop, and when the confidence drops, and the passing tends to suffer.
They were in the midst of a run of 11 without victory around this time last year when Barry Robson lost his job. Neil Warnock took over. Shinnie knocks it back to Dorrington, and then back to Doohan. So Alexander Jensen, who can play in a number of different positions, is in at left back. He played a full calendar year like many of the Aberdeen Scandinavian players did, and he has arrived from Spjälkärna in Sweden. Rangers come forward, long ball down the right, Czerny controls in the box, chance here, onto the left, shoots, blocked, and then it pinballs behind, and it's going to be a goal kick as well because it's bounced off Egaman. It just looked like Czerny was going to make it 2-0.
Yeah, he's got a decision to make there, hasn't he? He either hits it with his right foot or he takes it onto his left foot. Takes it onto his left foot, and Doohan goes down, but he throws out his left foot, and it's almost like a reverse shot from Czerny, and it's low, and Doohan gets a good leg behind it to eventually see the ricochet come off and get the goal kick. But it's Aberdeen giving the ball away again, on the other side of the pitch, and it's one pass, Czerny's in, big opportunity, big chance. For me, he should score.
Yeah, Polvara this time, Willie. Do you know what? It's a great save from Doohan. It really is. I think that's fantastic. He usually goes the other side. Czerny opens up the body and usually bends that way at the far corner. He decides to reverse it, and Doohan does ever so well. He's going, he's right, but blocks it with his foot. Brilliant save.
Clarkson booked for a challenge on Yilmaz. Been checked as a possible red card as well. It's just it's a poor touch that is similar to Tobers in the first half. It's meant Clarkson's had to go in with the rash challenge. It's drawn the free kick for Rangers, and it's produced a yellow for Clarkson. Rangers will have a free kick. They've not finished checking it yet. It's going to be a free kick though to Rangers, and that is the check over. Reckless challenge.
Proper's done
by Leighton Clarkson. Proper's gone back down, as Billy says, so they were just about to bring Balogun on anyway. They will now for the final 15 minutes of the 90. Rangers 1, Aberdeen 0. It's not been a classic Rangers Aberdeen match, Willie, I would suggest.
No, it's not been. I think Rangers have done well enough. They've created enough opportunities to have the game much more comfortable than what it is just now. And if it's 1-0 going into the last, it's 15 minutes to go, 10 minutes to go, then it's everything to play for the visitors. At the same time, Rangers have got to be more ruthless. They've got to take their chances. They've created enough of them, but when you're not finding the back of the net, then you leave yourself open. And and Aberdeen will know that this crowd can turn very quickly if Aberdeen start to get a hold of the game. Unfortunately for Aberdeen, they haven't had real control of the game, and in particular in the second half, they haven't really been a threat.
No, I mean, Aberdeen will be delighted, Willie, won't they? It's 1-0 at this time. I mean, Rangers had had the game out of sight. They've missed 3 1v1s within the match, but they haven't. And as I said to Liam, the Dundee United game, I've seen it before. But Rangers deserve to be in front, but Aberdeen will get belief from just still being in the tie.
Great run by Jensen. He's found Duke left-hand side of the Rangers box, gets away from Balogun into the area, and Yilmaz puts it behind for the corner. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Good run there by Jensen.
It's positive, isn't it? Just pick the ball up, advance into the space. Rangers don't cover the space, and Jensen, you know, he goes for 30-40 yards here and sets up Duke, and Duke's got that strength and that pace as well. You win a corner, and it's a chance, it's an opportunity for the Dons.
In from Leighton Clarkson towards the back post. Kelly comes and claims brilliantly on his 6-yard line. And it remains Rangers 1, Aberdeen 0. 14 left.
It's good goalkeeping, isn't it? Because, you know, Aberdeen's got a number of tall players there now on the pitch, and it's thrown into an area that you're hoping and expecting the goalkeeper to take control of, and he does exactly that.
Here come Aberdeen with Morris down the right hand side, the man who scored the winner against Rangers in October, attacking the right hand side of the box. Back to Devlin, across looking for Duke, who puts it behind for the goal kick. Aberdeen claim corner. They're not getting one. It's a goal kick.
I'll tell you what, if he's kicked that off himself, that's a great chance, because as I say, you can see Rangers backing off. Nissiala thought, oh, it's Morris, just as we were saying. Well, he puts that in your mind as a defender. He pulls it back to Devlin, he hits the cross come shot, and Duke's 6 yards. If he gets the right contact, probably flies in the net.
He's not scored since February last year, Duke. Scored twice against Motherwell when they came from 3-0 down to get a draw in that match, and he's not scored since. Of course, went AWOL for a few months there. Aberdeen number 11. Niziala picks up long ball with the left foot up towards halfway. Won by Tovers, cushion header forward. Nielsen, Tovers wasn't expecting it back, he's dealt with it well though. Pushes it forward to Shinnie, loses out to Raskin. And now it's with Bayrami, shuffles into some space for himself and switches it out to the right for Czerny. Czerny with the up and under, it's over Dorrington, and now a chance for Diamonde. Right hand side of the box, he slips at the crucial moment. Still he has it though. It's ball to Clarkson, or bounces off Clarkson and behind for a Rangers corner. And they're about to bring on the club captain, James Tavernier, who scored more goals against Aberdeen than any other club in his career. So he might fancy himself for that for the closing 12 minutes. Been out for a number of weeks, as Balogun has been. But Tavernier is going to come on, he's going to replace Hadji. Rangers 1, Aberdeen 0, 12 to play.
And you know, when Aberdeen had, you know, that couple of minutes there where they've had 2 opportunities, that the crowd were just beginning to, you get that feeling, the crowd were just beginning to get a little bit on edge, a little bit nervy. Of course, the ball further forward and Diamonde getting onto it kind of had lifted that nervousness. But if Aberdeen can, you know, dominate a little bit of the ball in the Aberdeen's in the Rangers half, then I do think this is a time, it's an important time for the visitors, if they're going to take anything out of this game, to get that crowd just turning.
Whereas a second Rangers goal kills it stone dead. Czerny will take the in-swinging corner from this near side with the left as they attack the goal to the right. It's a decent delivery, but Polvara heads away. Diamonde heads it back into the area. Devlin heads it away this time. Now Shinnie on the turn. It's a decent turn from him as well, but the challenge comes from Balogun. Breaks to Duke on the far side. Plays it off Yilmaz. Now it's with Morris up the line looking for Duke here, who's barged to the ground by Bayrami. The referee though doesn't see it as a free kick. We're on the other side of the stadium, so difficult for us to tell as Morris picks up the loose ball for Aberdeen and rolls it to Duke down the right hand side. Up to the edge of the box. His pass, like so many others in the attacking third, from an Aberdeen point of view, goes straight to an opposite number, and Yilmaz is able to dink it clear, but it's gone straight to Shinnie. Rangers giving Aberdeen some encouragement here that there's something in this game for them. Morris goes in the challenge on the far side and wins a throw-in for the Dons, level with the Rangers 18-yard line. Rangers feel they should have had a free kick.
Yeah, definitely caught him, but he played the ball, and it's a follow through that got, I think it was Jefty. But there's the Rangers thought process right there, isn't it? Forward off. We've not got the goal that would kill that game stone dead, as you put it, Liam. Forward off, sorry, we're protecting our lead, and a defender on now in Tavernier. Tavernier's gone to right back, Jefty left midfield, Yilmaz left back now, and it's right, okay, if we're missing chances, not going to get the second, we're trying to let them not score one.
Final 10 minutes now upon us. 1-0 Rangers. Aberdeen have it in the right hand side of the Rangers box. Morris to the byline, and he wins the corner as well. An opportunity here for Aberdeen as Morris wins the corner off Jefty. Right in front of their supporters, this one. Shinnie's out to take.
And that's what Morris gives you. You know, he gives you that directness. He wants to hit the byline. Okay, he doesn't get the cross in. It's well blocked, but he gets the corner. And as I said, they've got plenty of height there. Aberdeen lining up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. All 6 foot plus.
Did that. Neb Skopdal was the manager, didn't they? The last Scandinavian to take charge. They all break away in the different areas of the box as it comes in. It's flicked away by Balogun. Picked up by Clarkson, knocks it with the outside of the boot off Tavernier, and Aberdeen have another corner on this near side. This is the longest I think they've spent continually in the Rangers penalty area around about it in this game. 81 minutes old it is.
And it's a good time to do that from an Aberdeen point of view, isn't it? You know, the crowd are now thinking it's only 1-0, isn't it? Aberdeen are piling the pressure on.
Clarkson with the corner again. Liam Kelly claims in the 6-yard area and bowls it out quickly. Looking for Bayrami and finding him. Bayrami is forced to check his run with Polvara in close attendance as it's not back to Balogun, who squares it to his left for Nziala. Out to the left hand side for Jefty. Steps across halfway. Now Rangers have it on that left hand side with Yilmaz, who can go back to his left side, his preferred left side, with Tavernier back. He's deputising it right back. Tavernier out the team as Balogun goes long. Dorrington with his eyes on it. Now he heads it to Jensen on this near side. Hoists it forward to Polvara. Tries to control. Raskin helping out Balogun though. And Rangers have it back, and they've got Igaman away. Out to Czerny on the right hand side of the Dons box. Dorrington closing it down and knocking it out of play for a Rangers throw-in level with the Aberdeen 18-yard line. Philippe Clement wants a free kick for a challenge in Diamonde before that though.
Nonsense.
Good advantage.
It was a free kick. It was advantage. It's good refereeing. You know, I don't know. Somebody's getting. I think it's Nielsen, is it, for perhaps saying something?
It was Nielsen, yeah. Nielsen yellow carded. Another one of the regular yellow card offenders in the league. Throw in for Rangers. Tavernier to Diamonde, to Tavernier. Now with Diamonde again. 83 minutes on the clock. Rangers 1, Aberdeen 0, as has been the case since minute 13. You're listening to Sports Sound and BBC Radio Scotland. All the reaction to come afterwards. Can Aberdeen salvage something out of this? Need to score 2 unanswered goals to end this winless run. But here come Rangers. Tavernier with the early ball into the box and slaps his hands in frustration as it comes all the way through to the other side of the area for Nicky Devlin. Now Shinnie and Nielsen exchange passes. Shinnie gets it forward to Jensen. Lovely little touch by Alexander Jensen. He tried to drive it forward to Duke. Cut out by Balogun though. And now with Czerny on this near side. Czerny attacking the Aberdeen box. He's into it now. Rolls it forward for Bayrami, who forces the save with the foot of Ross Doohan. And behind for the corner. Hasn't done himself any harm tonight, has he, Ross Doohan?
No, it's good goalkeeping again. He's in the right spot. He's made himself big as well. He's got his legs behind it there as Bayrami runs in behind. There's been a lot of that happening though. From an Aberdeen point of view, defensively poor. From a Rangers point of view, some good runs into the pockets of space to cause problems for the Dons defence.
Less than 6 of the 90 left. Czerny with the Rangers corner. Header off the post. Second time they've hit the woodwork. Was it Balogun who got the touch on that one? Looped in from the corner. Balogun off the left-hand post and away. Rangers come again. Collected by Tavernier on this right-hand side. Back to Czerny. Czerny taking on Clarkson. Low ball along the 18-yard line for Igaman. Given away though, and Morris gets it clear to Duke. He knocks it out to Leighton Clarkson on this near side. Does he have the quality to find a teammate? Well, he's ended up rolling it back to Tobers, who scoops it forward to Polvara, to Shinnie, and then out to the right-hand side for Shayden Morris. Chance to attack the Rangers penalty area here. Morris, his low ball easily cut out, and Nziala clears.
I think a couple of months ago he's hitting the byline. Nziala again, he's just blasting it across.
Devlin has it for Aberdeen on the right-hand side. Out to Shinnie on the touchline. Level with the edge of the D of the Rangers box. Here goes Morris, poor touch. And he goes straight behind the goal kick to Rangers. Rangers 1, Aberdeen 0.
You know, he's done that so well in so many occasions, coming on as a sub, just getting the ball and hitting the byline. And he switched off. That's twice, that's the second chance that he's had just to go by a player, hit the byline, get it across the face of the goal, and he hasn't done it. I don't understand why. But wingers sometimes can be a little bit frustrating.
Erratic. But I mean, yeah, I think if he's playing fully confident, Aberdeen are winning. Like a lot of the players, I think he's doing the right thing there, the basic, quick thing, the thing that he's good at in his mind. I'm just knocking a yard, crossing it. He didn't do it on both occasions.
It's amazing how, you know, when exactly can Jimmy Tillene even pinpoint the exact moment the confidence went, when the belief went? Was it the 6-0 at Hampden? Was it the first defeat of the season in Paisley, league-wise? What was it? What was the turning point? Here come Rangers, down the right looking for Czerny, cut out by Jensen. Rolls it back to Tobers, into midfield for Nielsen. Manages to find Polvara. Early ball looking for Duke. Niziala's there, close the door. Nielsen goes in with a strong challenge on Raskin. Right in front of Kevin Clancy. He has been yellow carded just a couple of minutes ago.
I thought he got the ball, to be honest.
Here's Egaman for Rangers, good play, rides the challenge at Dorrington. Chips it with the right to the left-hand side of the box by Rami's header, too close to doing. The Aberdeen keeper pulls it out quickly. We're almost on 87, Rangers 1, Aberdeen 0.
But Rami's got to put that back across the face and try to pick out Czerny. I don't know, he's thinking that he's going for goal. I mean, he's too far out for that.
Jensen up the pitch for Aberdeen here, getting it from Clarkson, back to Polvara, now with Shinnie. Shinnie driving forward, finds Nielsen. Nielsen under pressure, he's done well to shuffle away from his man, rolls it wide left for Alexander Jensen. On his right foot, gets the cross in, headed away by Raskin. Nielsen gets on to the scraps ahead of Czerny. Dorrington slides in on Czerny, but it emerges with Tavernier, who finds Bayrami, who finds Czerny. Right hand side, loads of space, attacking the Aberdeen box. Egaman waiting in the middle. Will Czerny go himself here? He's on his left side, blocked by Tobers and behind for a Rangers corner. Rangers 1, Aberdeen 0.
They just don't want to finish it off, do they? I mean, seen this result so many times. You're 1-0, you've pummeled the opposition, 3-1 in ones, you've hit the post with a header, you've had a glorious chance here, just to calm the managers there, calm the crowd. But he takes the wrong option, could have passed it, could have put another player through, decides, I'm going myself, I'm 30 yards out, I'll get onto my left foot, I'll smash it, and it hits somebody and goes for the corner. Another big let-off for Aberdeen, poor for Rangers.
And Aberdeen all over the place. I mean, leaving themselves at this stage of the game so exposed at the back. You know, really 3v2. They're scraping to get themselves back the park. They're, you know, trying to get a bit of shape to it, and Czerny's got to do better. You know, I think he's maybe got to feint as though he's going to go right, you know, and then come back onto his left, because you've got to shift the defenders. You can't just run straight and expect the defenders you know, not to just stay in front of you. You've got to try to move them. So if he goes to his right and then takes it on to his left, opens his body up and says go for the back post, then he's got a better chance of it.
Egaman off, Dessers on for Rangers. We're approaching minute 90. I believe there will be a minimum of 7 added. Tavernier with the corner towards the back post. Breaks to Clarkson, but now it's with Niziala. Clarkson couldn't control. Ziala right hand side of the Aberdeen penalty area. Looking for space, gets the ball in, should be Douins, although he's had to claw it away. Tavernier keeps it in play rather than accept the corner, and Balogun's efforts blocked and cleared by Devlin.
On the line as well, isn't it? Douin, you know, he's got to do much better. I think he's lost the flight of the ball there. He's came out and he's threw one hand at it. He got off with that one.
Here come Rangers again, the ball in from the left. Raskin can't turn the header on target, it goes well wide and it stays 1-0. So there will be 7 minutes, I believe, added on at the end here. Aberdeen 1-0 down. Trip to Elgin in the Cup next. Then they're at home to St Mirren. That looks like a massive fixture when you consider they go to Hibs and Dundee after those two. Then they host Kilmarnock before a return to Celtic Park. Where is the next Aberdeen League win coming from? Shinnie's fouled on the right-hand side of his box.
Vintage, I would say. Vintage Shinnie. It was down a rabbit hole there. It was going nowhere. He's on the edge of his own box. There's a little bit of contact. Down he goes and he wins a free kick. Listen, it's good experience from him. That's what I would say.
And Devlin's given away a free kick over on the far side, which will not aid Aberdeen's cause. He fouls Yilmaz over there. Rangers 1-0 up, and at this point, Billy, they would love to entertain their fans by scoring another goal, but I think they'd probably just settle for 1-0 now, and it's 3 points and get the job done and focus on the cup.
Yeah, they've deserved it, and they've been a better team, missed numerous chances. We've seen it so many times before where you don't kill off the game and the opposition get an opportunity. They still feel as if there's one in it for Aberdeen. Whether they've got enough belief or not, I don't know, but Rangers deserve to be in front by more than one.
Aberdeen still in the game though, and it's Polvara in the midfield. Shifts it to his left for Clarkson. Long ball forward, which is headed by Nielsen towards the box, but he heads it straight to a Rangers player, and that sums up Aberdeen's impact in the attack in third, and not just this evening as Rangers come heading down the left-hand side. An opportunity here by Rami into the box, and his ball across cut out, and Rangers have a corner.
He's done well, Dorrington, Will.
Yeah, he looks a big, strong unit, doesn't he? You know, pretty quick as well. So, yeah, it looks like a decent prospect and a good acquisition for the club. But maybe a little bit more thought from Aberdeen. Yeah, they've got to go forward, they've got to commit men, but they are leaving themselves, you know, pretty short at the back. You know, but I think when it's so finely balanced, then you've got to be brave, haven't you? You've got to throw some men forward, and when you do that, you've got to expect to have to defend with the lack of numbers at the back.
Rangers corner in from Tavernier, missed by Polvara, and it comes all the way through to the other side of the box. Ziala has it, turns the ball back in with the left, it's a good cross, and in it goes from Balogun, and that will seal the points. Leon Balogun heads home at the back post, and it's Rangers 2, Aberdeen 0, game over.
Centre half to centre half. Ziala has done really well again. He can play, the boy. He's got speed. He's not been tested, but my word, anything he's had to do over the 3 games he's played, he's impressed, and he's not hidden, and he's shown bravery. He does again. The corner comes in, goes beyond, he plays like a winger, he gets on that left foot, puts it to the back post, and the nerves are calm because Balogun up there just knocks it into the bottom corner and puts Rangers 2 in front.
That's a very good goal. It's well worked, and I'm with you. Ziala, for me, right from the very start of this game, has been hugely impressive. He's got a very cool and calm head. He delivers the ball extremely well. I mean, he picks that out like a winger, doesn't he? I mean, it's a perfect cross for Balogun, perfect kind of a weight. Knows exactly where he wants to play it. And his big centre-half pal is up there just to nod it into the back of the net. They have deserved it. Rangers have been by far the better team. But Aberdeen, when it's still 1-0, they've got a chance. That one, just at this stage of the game, just make sure that Rangers deservedly takes the 3 points.
Leon Balogun's first goal since March 2022, and he scored against Red Star in the Europa League on Rangers' march to the final that season. And that just seals the points. And it means, Willie Miller, Aberdeen are equalling a club record this evening of winless league matches, 12.
Yes, indeed. It's been a bit of a roller coaster of a season, hasn't it? I mean, if you factor in last season as well, Liam, you know, it's been mostly, you know, disappointing. But there's been patches when Peter Leven took over, for instance, where Aberdeen go on a good run. You know, and Jimmy Tillene, the first part of the season, brilliant, the 11 games, and now we're back to the depression again, unfortunately. So that's what Aberdeen's fans have got to expect. They've been like that a little bit, mostly in the downside for the last 3 years or so.
Jensen doing some defending here against Czerny. He's kept in. He looks like a player, Willie, Alexander Jensen. Yeah. He could be one to watch, the new signing on his debut. It's going to be a defeat on his debut, but since coming off the bench, he's impressed. It's Aberdeen give it away again. Not sure what the number of successful passes will be ultimately for Aberdeen in the opposition half, but there can't be too many of them. 2 minutes of the allotted stoppage time left. Rangers 2-0 up. I'd said to you, Billy Dodds, after you left Pittodrie when Aberdeen beat Rangers at the end of October, that when we got to mid-January, the Dons would have only won one more game. What would you have said to me?
No chance. Such a belief about them and confidence, but that's all gone now, Liam.
Here comes Jeffrey burning forward. He's inside the box. He's going to go it alone. Here he is, and doing saves.
Doing's been brilliant, really. I know they've hit the post, but he's kept him in it with the 2 1-1s. The great strike as well in the first half, away his left-hand side. The great block with his leg. He's had 4 or 5 unbelievable saves.
Liam Shinnie under pressure from Dessers, finds Devlin. And this will be another important win. They all are now for Philippe Clement. Home at Ibrox has not been the problem for him, and a home tie against the Highland League side coming up at the weekend, you would expect them quite clearly to get the job done then and there and get themselves into round 5. They then go to Manchester United in the Europa League, but then they've got a trip to Tannadice, and they've been okay away from home in Europe. Domestically, 3 wins in the league. It's out for a throw into Rangers down in this near side. So that'll be the next test in the league, Billy, that game, that trip to Dundee United. And there's been the pressures on him every single match now.
As he has to handle, he said at the pre-match, the here and now, and there's no doubt that's the one the supporters are now looking at as well, because of that poor away record so far this season. Is that Tannadice trip in a few weeks' time?
Here's Nielsen for Aberdeen, midway inside the Rangers half. He's found Jensen, who is bundled to the ground by Czerny, who we've got plenty of the ball. Awkward bounce for Dorrington, and Dessers is in behind him. Tobers and the goalkeeper only to beat for Dessers. He's on the left, he scores! Fine finish by Cyril Dessers, and he did it all himself there, really. Driving at the Aberdeen defence, Dorrington slipped. He shuffled onto his left away from Tobers and smashes it home into the bottom left, and it is Rangers 3, Aberdeen 0, and perhaps a fairer complexion on the scoreline versus what we've seen here at Ibrox tonight.
Yeah, I would say so. He's taken it well, Dessers. Dorrington going to ground, slips. Can't understand why players can't stay on their feet. They've got to, take a look at their studs and the footwear, but the striker has then got to the 1v1, and I think Tobers, he starts off trying to put him down the line, but Dessers sifts him. He kind of goes with the shoulder as though he's going to go to his right, and then he cuts back onto his left. The minute he does that, Tobers goes to his left as well. He's sold himself, and it's quite an easy finish for him at the end of the day, but he's had to work hard to manoeuvre that into a position where they can slot it home.
Dessers wasn't behind Egeman for long in the goal-scoring stakes. He now takes his tally to 13 for the campaign, and Rangers finish with a flourish here. 2 goals in the latter stages of the match. Emi Talley and Philippe Clement shake hands. Aberdeen's winless run extends to 12. If it goes to 13, they're in big trouble, because their next match is Elgin City in the Cup. They cannot afford to lose that one. And Aberdeen have been involved in their fair share of cup shocks in their time when they've been in trouble, and this is just the second time they've strung 12 league matches together without picking up a single victory in any of them. Rangers coasting home, albeit 2 of the goals came late. Egeman scored on 13, but Balogun's header and Dessers' finish in stoppage time right at the end of the game ensure it is victory for Rangers, as they managed to eat 3 points off Celtic's 16-point lead. It's now down to 13. They next play Fraserburgh in the Scottish Cup before heading to Old Trafford. Just when and where is Aberdeen's next win coming from? They had better hope it comes at Borough Briggs on Saturday, or there will be big trouble, you feel. It finishes here in Govan. Rangers 3, Aberdeen 0.